Bounce.
Let's take it from the top.
KMOX.
Hi.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
You were yelling right before the show started, like not yelling in anger, but
Things
you
were
looked
loud.
flustered.
Things were loud. Things were loud, and things are now soft. So we're good. Everything is good. Chris and Amy till 12 o'clock, and then it's the Gas House Gang. We'll talk sports then. 314-436-7900 to call and text. We are on the Odyssey app where you can stream live. Cardinals baseball is live on the Odyssey app too. And then you can get our podcast later. You could send us voice messages. You can also stream the show if you want to watch it on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter at Chris Amy KMOX.
Time now for the top of the order. The top 3 stories everyone will be talking about.
Well, how about that U.S. women's hockey team? They have won the gold medal by beating Canada yesterday. Today, the men will play in the semifinal.
And I might have had a change of heart regarding data centers.
Uh-oh.
None other than Michael Kelly made a winning argument.
Yeah. We'll find out about how that happened. You know it's tomorrow?
It's not even leap year. He made a Wow.
You know what's tomorrow? Baseball starts.
Yes.
That's right. Well, it's spring training baseball, but Grapefruit League play will begin tomorrow. Cardinals will play. We will have that game on 104.1 FM KMOX, and City SC will start their season tomorrow. Also, SLU. This is a big game for them tonight against VCU. They needed a rebound win after losing on the road at Rhode Island. That was not great. That happened this week.
Not good.
So, yeah, it's a bummer, but they could rebound tonight at Chaffetz Arena.
Big game. Big
John
game.
Hancock, Michael Kelly in studio today. It's Friday. So, fellas, it's good to see you.
Always a pleasure to spend an hour with the two of you. The three of you.
How did Michael Kelly change Amy Marks Korz's mind?
Question.
Yeah, I want to hear
I want
this.
to do that on a couple other things, too.
Okay. Well, we were in the green room.
The green room.
The dark room.
The green room before the show, a.k.a. the
God, I
office.
wish we were cool enough for a green room.
I don't think radio has green rooms.
Sure they do.
Oh, yeah. There's one back there.
I think Howard Stern probably
You mean the
has
one at the kitchen?
Yeah.
Oh, the couch in the kitchen?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's
That's
that.
our green room.
Yeah.
Well, at any rate, Michael Kelly was talking about data centers and how they would benefit the city.
Right.
And please correct me if I'm wrong, but you think it would be crazy if the city of St. Louis turned down data centers and all the money that could come along with them. And I said I was probably prematurely biased towards data centers because I had read a couple of stories in the Washington Post and the New York Times that showed the rural data centers that are these giant, sterile monstrosities next to homes where maybe an older couple had lived for years and now their power is wonky and their water is brown. And that's how I categorized data centers, as these giant dystopian buildings that are going to suck the life out of our communities, when really, no, they're not all like that. And there are a lot of data centers already downtown.
Right. They're different data centers to different places. Obviously, you go out to like Nevada and stuff. I think they've built some of the biggest buildings in the world that are data centers. And that's probably what you're talking about. And I'm sure there's parts of rural America where they're on well systems that they can't take that much water. Water is not an issue for us in the city of St. Louis. We have infrastructure to be able to provide for over 1 million people just in the city of St. Louis with our water. We're only using 30% of our capacity. Why we wouldn't be embracing these? We also have a power grid in the city of St. Louis that was made for over 1 million people, and it's got 200,000 folks, 200,000 plus folks. This is free revenue. These things are going to get built. There's one right across the street from us. It's been here for almost a decade. It's been right here in this
neutrality place.
Right. And it's been here longer than KMOX has been here, providing revenue, etc. And I was just frustrated that last week, the Board of Aldermen was trying to stop all data centers in the city of St. Louis, people who were wanting to come, not for tax incentives, and invest $500, $600 million, and then also give us revenue as a result of it. At the same time, this week, those people are telling us our water infrastructure is falling apart. We're going to spend $7 million we've saved, but it's a drop in the bucket to the problem we have. Well, the problem we have in the city of St. Louis, We have a people desert. We don't have enough people. So we have got to find revenue. And these data centers are the future of what's happening, and it's found revenue.
Yeah, and they pay a lot of property tax revenue to the city. It goes to the schools as well, and they're going to be built. The only question is where. And so, I think it would be foolhardy to let the opportunity, the economic opportunity, to pass us by here.
And there's this belief system that it's like the boogeyman or something. But the reality is if you're listening to us on a streaming platform right now, it's coming through a data center. If you're going to Chick-fil-A and you're ordering your food through the Order Up drive-through app, which is really cool.
Don't talk about food.
That's
super
going
convenient
through a data center.
Very
if you're
hungry.
looking at your credit card bill right now and you're wondering where did that $25 Netflix charge come from? That came from a data
from
center.
Netflix.
These are everywhere.
So what was the one that you said, like if people out in the fields of Chester,
Yeah.
they're driving down Clarkson Road, they get off of 40, they drive
Right.
down Clarkson, and you see where they're tearing down Chesterfield Mall. And then there's that nice like medical building
Mercy
where the telehealth
Hospital
Yeah.
telehealth building. And yes, they have doctors in there and nurses in there, but they also have a data center that is in there.
Is most of it data center?
A half and half,
and half,
a little, yeah. But I mean, but data centers exist everywhere. If you're out in St. Charles and you're close to the Missouri Bluffs, where MasterCard is, and that whole complex, those are data centers. People are living next to data centers right now. Now, I get it. They've seen the pictures in the New York Times and stuff of these monstrous facilities out in Nevada or wherever they might be. That's not the practicality of what we're looking at here in St. Louis.
A quick question, since you do bring up Nevada, California, and you brought up the water supply we have in St. Louis. Charlie Brennan talks about his friends would come in from California and they couldn't believe everybody had sprinklers in their yard. And hey, they were watering the yard while it was raining, right? We use a lot of water here. Is it fair to say that for some people, data centers could be a huge concern, like in California where they have water shortages, but not here because we have a superfluity of water?
Right here in St. Louis, but maybe 4 or 5 counties from here that there's probably water problems. I mean, if you're on a well or something, there's a finite amount of water that's there. When you're on the biggest river in the entire North America, couple that with the fact that you have an infrastructure and a capacity that's already making, and we're only using 30% of the capacity. Water is the least of our issues.
And the water issue now in the modern data center era is in a closed loop system. So it's not like they're constantly bringing water through. It's a closed loop that recycles through the system to cool the data center.
It could have been a one-off, but there was the one interview from, I believe, last year where there was a house. They interviewed a woman or a family who lived in a home, and they had to ration their water because of the data center that was nearby. And the water that was coming out was a bit dirty because there was still contamination. As long as a data center isn't doing that or making your power costs go up.
Right.
As long as it's not doing those things. And the last one is, it's not an absolute necessity for me like those other two things are, like water and power and cost for power for energy. Those are huge and those are musts. The other one I have, which is more of it's not a demand, but it is a polite request. I'd rather they not build data centers in places like the Armory, which could otherwise be a good spot for people to congregate.
They're not building it at the Armory.
Right. So
but you're bringing up the proposal.
That was the proposal. The original proposal
Yeah.
was to build it in the Armory.
Right.
Well, man, that would be a great spot for offices or
Sure.
a place where
Agreed.
people could come to the city and congregate and hang out like the Armory was before. It was just mismanaged and therefore it went away. But that's what it should be.
The most legitimate of those arguments to me, Chris, and all of them are salient points that you make and factually based in unique circumstances. As it relates to power, the rest of your life, the rest of our kids' lives, the rest of our grandkids' lives, we are going to be chasing power as humanity.
Yeah.
There's just, if we did not build one more data center, we are going to have to build power. And so we already have the power infrastructure here in St. Louis. The idea that it correlates with the rise in prices is false. These data centers have been here for 10 years already, longer than 10 years. And so the idea that power is going to go up, yes, power is going to go up because we're going to make more generation. It's all regulated by the state. But if people are upset, like I am, that they got their power bill, and a year ago it seems to be $50, $100 more than it was last year, that has nothing to do with data centers. That has to do with the PSC, the Public Service Commission, giving authorization to Ameren to go and build new equipment so that we can expand and meet our power
And we're
needs as
helping
they
them. Yeah,
exist
right.
right now.
And protect the grid.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the other big thing with energy is that, our energy grid in this country is fairly susceptible to external threats, terrorism or others.
And I know when we're talking about the details, like I learned, a lot from Michael kind of breaking down how certain things work. And so a lot of this is above my pay grade. And I'm sure for a lot of listeners too, there is, I think, credible fear or worry with the unknown, right? Like, well, wait a minute, what does this mean? And you kind of have distrust sometimes with big companies or with political leaders, and you're wondering, do they really have my best in mind? So what would you say to someone who's listening and saying, this all makes sense? Like, yeah, like, okay, the data centers in St. Louis might not affect me. At the same time, we just went through this summer where electric bills were so high, and I'm really nervous that this is going to bump that up.
I think the power companies across the country need to do a better job explaining how power is generated and who exactly is paying for it. Power costs are going up everywhere because they're having to build more infrastructure. We made these cutbacks. We're getting rid of coal. They have to invest to make more power. They will be doing it our entire life. The NIMBY, the not in my backyard argument, I get. If you're living in a nice subdivision in St. Charles, you don't want something 8 football fields.
Looks like an Amazon warehouse. Yeah.
I understand that argument. I don't see how that's applicable here in the city of St. Louis because there's a 40-story building that's been sitting empty for a decade. And I don't want that in my backyard, but it's here. I'd rather have it full of data center than just sitting there doing nothing, causing a blight on the city.
I will say it's like the monstrosities punctuating our city or our county that I feel like no one, or I shouldn't say no one, but we don't talk about as much as data centers. All these like cell phone towers and 5G towers, they are ugly as all get out, and they keep popping up, and they're popping up behind homes and neighborhoods.
They need to put one next to my house because I can't get any reception in my house.
Do people not care?
Well, they
about
hide
those?
it. They make it look like a tree.
Not the one.
Not the one by you?
No. The one I live by looks like, is this how we communicate with Russia? Because I'm pretty sure this is reaching across the world.
Well, I'm sure that's a zoning thing because down in Florida, Chris is exactly right. They make them look like trees or windmills or whatever, but it's a reality. And I can tell you,
some of them, not all of them.
I'm for another tower if it means that when I'm driving from here to West County and I go by the zoo, I don't lose my phone call.
Right.
I'm
But that's
for
more
it.
of a NIMBY argument. Because we all want the towers until it's in your backyard, and every time you sit on your porch, you're like, whoa.
They can put one in my backyard. I'd be in favor of it.
That's the thing that's the most frustrating to me about the data centers is folks are coming out. I get their arguments. They have some strong arguments. They deserve the answers. The NIMBY argument, I accept as well. But once the facts are on the table that this is already happening, what's going on? Now, I kind of agree with something you said to me. Is this happening why is it that there's this big pushback all of a sudden in this country over data centers? It just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Because China's building them, and a lot of people think that China may be the ones pushing this on social media to scare us all.
Part of it is artificial intelligence is hugely unpopular right now, and that could change.
Yeah.
I mean, people are using it, but it's more, the real people deep into the tech world, they love it. The average person does not like it. And actually, it's not like they don't care for it. They actually hate it. They actively hate it, and they associate AI with data centers.
Yeah.
And I think there's a huge, that's one big reason why people don't like it.
Yeah,
Hancock and Kelly are with us.
We are.
And they're going to stay with us for another
we will.
many, many minutes. They're with us for the 9 o'clock hour on the Chris and Amy Show on KMOX.
Make plans for the 2026 Home Expo presented by the Home Builders and Remodelers Association. Friday and Saturday from 9 to 6, Sunday 10 to 3 at Belclair Fairgrounds in Belleville. Meet experts from 175 plus booths. Enjoy hourly giveaways, live performances, and pet adoptions with Gateway Pet Guardians. Admission and parking are free, and over 10,000 people are expected to attend. Proudly sponsored by Aloha Pools, Jacob Family Enterprises, Mid-America Cabinet Refacing, McCullough Flooring, and many more. Get all the details at hbrmea.org.
Taking care of your health should be simple. And with the Neovitin monthly subscription, it finally is. Choose your doctor-formulated multivitamin and we'll deliver it straight to your door every month. No more running out, no more remembering to reorder, just consistent nutrition made easy. Plus, subscribers save 10% every month and can pause or cancel at any time. Visit neovitin.com and start your subscription today. Neovitin, trusted nutrition every day.
Hey, what's up, flies? This is David Spade.
Dana Carvey.
Look, I know we never actually left, but I'll just say it. We are back with another season of Fly on the Wall.
Every episode, including ones with guests, will now be on video. Every Thursday, you'll hear us and see us chatting with big-name celebrities.
And every Monday, you're stuck with just me and Dana. We react to news, what's trending, viral clips.
Follow and listen to Fly on the Wall everywhere you get your podcasts.
Attention all dog owners. If you have ever listened to the radio or TV for any length of time, you've probably heard of America's #1 dog supplement, Rough Greens. Greetings, naturopathy Dr. Dennis Black, Amazon best-selling author and founder of Rough Greens here. And if your dog suffers from bad breath, itchy skin, licking paws, joint pain, or low energy, the truth is their food is probably to blame. You see, all commercial dog food is dead food. That's why I created Rough Greens. One daily scoop gives your pup the live vitamins, omega oils, probiotics, and enzymes that will bring their food back to life. Don't believe me? Let your dog try it before you buy it. I'll send you a free Jumpstart trial bag, risk-free. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Use discount code NEWS. Don't wait. Give your dog the gift of vibrant health. Order now. It'll be at your house in a few days. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Discount code NEWS for your free Jumpstart trial bag today. Rough Green. We make any dog food better.
I'm Dr. Colleen Bosler with the Audiology Center, and I'm talking with my associate, Dr. Adam Voss. What happens to a person's brain when they ignore their hearing loss?
There is such a strong connection between the ear and the brain. Ignoring your hearing loss can cause the brain to become lazy and the speech areas in the brain to shrink. This is partially why you can hear the words, but you cannot understand them. If a hearing loss goes untreated for too long, it may cause an irreversible change in the brain. It is incredibly important to have your hearing screened at 60 or older, or sooner if you're noticing difficulty. And the sooner someone treats their hearing loss, the better and quicker their brain will adapt to hearing sound again. Studies show that those who get hearing aids, even with a mild hearing loss, are much more successful hearing aid users as compared to those that wait longer.
So call us today to get your comprehensive hearing evaluation with one of our doctors. 636-441-7470. Or visit us online, theaudiologycenterstl.com.
Barnes Jewish Hospital and WashU Medicine physicians have long been leaders in heart and vascular care. Now, we're taking the patient experience to another level by opening our new state-of-the-art patient tower, designed specifically with heart patients in mind. By combining the latest technology with thoughtful design and private rooms, heart patients can experience faster healing, reduce stress, and improved outcomes. Learn more at barnesjewish.org/heart.
For residential and commercial heating repairs, service, maintenance, or installation, contact Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation. With over 50 years of HVAC service, get in your comfort zone this winter. Visit aircomfortservice.com. That's aircomfortservice.com.
Built on a century. Focused on today. The voice of St. Louis. KMOX.
Go. Hancock and Kelly with us on this Friday. It is the Chris and Amy show until 12 o'clock, and some huge breaking news has come in. Amy, would you like to tell the fellas who they already know about it? Tell the people what happened.
The Supreme Court has ruled in a 6-3 opinion that Donald Trump's global tariffs are illegal and that he cannot levy those tariffs under IEEPA and without congressional approval.
6-3 decision. Thomas, Alito, and Kavanaugh dissent. What do you guys think?
Well, it's a big decision. I don't know. The reach of it is going to be interesting because I think the president could go find some other statute and redo the tariffs again and have that case go up through the Supreme Court, which takes almost a year. So the net effect of it might not be that great, but they got the jurisprudence right. The court did. The president does not unilaterally have the authority to levy tariffs. That's constitutional. The Constitution specifically grants that power to Congress.
Wouldn't the most practical solution be for the president, who controls both the Senate and the House, to go over there and pass these tariffs with Congress? Now, he's not going to have that opportunity in November, but he controls Congress right now. Why does he have to continue to try to make his own law?
Well, you can't get 60 votes in the Senate for tariffs. And I don't even think all the Republicans in the Senate would vote for these tariffs. I mean, they're inflationary. They're paid by Americans. It's a tax on Americans. And I'm glad to see the court worked here and did the right thing. I think there was some concern because there's a 6-3 conservative majority on the court that they would side with the president, just to side with the president. So to see the court acting independently here is encouraging to me.
Side story on how crazy this whole thing is. John and I did an interview earlier this week with somebody, and I was telling the interviewer, I cut my teeth getting into politics working for Dick Gephardt.
Mm-hmm.
And he was one of the biggest proponents of tariffs.
Protectionism, they called it back in
the
the day.
Republicans protested him and came after him. And just to see the role of reversal that's taken place, that now I'm defending the concept of, wait a minute, maybe we've got to have free markets because that ball already went down the hill with NAFTA and CAFTA and all that stuff. And now to watch these Republicans out essentially marching to a further extreme than even Dick Gephardt was saying.
Well, now I was going to point that out. Is it fair to say that even with Dick Gephardt's tariffs and his protectionism, it was far more targeted and focused than the sweeping tariffs that Trump has proposed?
Well, it was on the auto industry primarily that Dick Gephardt was focused. I mean, I'm not a tariff expert in what Donald Trump has done, but part of my understanding and listening to the talking heads on cable, one of his problems is that his imposition of them were just arbitrary as well. You know, he'd be like, well, we're going to make, Solomon Islands 39%.
90 years ago, our government was funded on tariffs. And the Smoot-Hawley tariff of 1935 was so bad that it, further wrecked the economy in the middle of the Great Depression. Tariff policy is bad policy, I think. And a conservative ought to be about letting free markets reign, letting consumers benefit from the fact that there's competition and global competition and keeping prices down. That's historically a conservative position. So, kudos to the court for getting this thing right. They made the right call here.
And the point that's been made a million times is that very surgical targeted tariffs can work in some cases, right? But that's not what he was doing.
No.
It was just, a sledgehammer just everywhere.
Well,
and that's not how they actually work well for us.
And the government actually announced yesterday that the U.S. trade deficit, which is imports minus exports, declined by only 0.2%. So the trade deficit declined by 0.2%. However, the trade deficit for physical products adjusted for inflation actually grew by 6%, just one number, 6% last year. So it didn't affect the change that Donald Trump was hoping to affect.
Well, and of course, the trade deficit is a ridiculous argument. I mean, that was one of the things that Donald Trump was running on, and we've got this horrible trade deficit. I've got a trade deficit with my barber.
I mean, with Dierbergs.
Yeah, right.
I have a huge trade deficit with Dierbergs.
How come your barber hasn't used you for any sort of advanced research or anything like that?
Exactly. So, I mean, the trade deficit, the barber is probably a bad example for me to use. But the trade deficit is just not something that matters.
It's more difficult for me to grow my own bananas, bananas, than it is to go to Dierbergs and get them.
Right.
That's a trade deficit.
Yes.
I'm benefiting from that trade deficit.
Correct.
Well, the way it was framed,
grow
and
some
how,
bananas, Amy.
I think the thing that is bothersome, the thing that's bothersome to me about this is that the way he framed it was we're in this give and take with another country, and they are dominating us.
They're ripping us off.
They're ripping us off,
Yeah.
and people bought it. Like the framing of it, the way they bought it just really bothered me. Like, guys, do some critical thinking here.
I also would like to, if I were one of the press corps in the White House, I'd say, okay, but you have told us that we've gotten, $28 trillion from them. Where is that money?
Mm-hmm.
And have you reduced the deficit with it? Because those were all things that he tied together. And he's told us this has been such a great success, even though it's stopped. Now he's going to complain my policies aren't going to work. No, but you already told us we got trillions of dollars. Where is it?
I'll bet you that they just find another statute, reassign the tariffs, and plow straight ahead.
And can we just quickly note, remember one of the tariffs, an additional 10% tariff on Canadian goods, was because Trump was mad about an anti-tariff commercial funded by Ontario government that was playing on Canadian television and on our it was on our TV.
And
like, you can't levy a tariff because somebody hurt your feelings.
I can't recall who it was, but there was somebody he was on a phone call with, and was it he didn't like?
She was just rude.
She was rude. He was going to go in with a 30%
Nasty
tariff.
lady.
Didn't like the phone call. He's like, all right, fine, it's 39%. Just because he was mad about it.
Yeah.
That's a crazy way to come up with policy. Well, for any sort of international policy. It's just completely insane. Hancock and Kelly with us on the Chris and Amy show, with us until 10 o'clock on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Spring training is here, and Cardinals baseball is heating up in Jupiter as young talent and big expectations take the field. The Gas House Gang is talking Cardinals all day long. Tom Ackerman, Chris Ranchi, Bernie Miklasz. Smart takes, insightful analysis, real Redbird conversation, plus live reports from Camp Cardinals with Matt Pauley and Mike Claiborne. If it matters to Cards fans, it's on the Gas House Gang. Weekdays at noon on KMOX. Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
Currently, it is 34 degrees, breezy this morning. Otherwise, sunny, cooler, a high of 45 today. Tonight, increasing cloudiness and a low of 28.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Looking for your dream home in Wentzville? Welcome to Sutton Farms by Lombardo Homes, where community and comfort come together. Enjoy resort-style living with a private clubhouse, indoor courts, a splash pad, sand volleyball, walking trails, and even a dog park. Design your own custom home in our Parkside, Nature, or Tradition series, all within the top-rated Wentzville School District. Discover the perfect blend of small-town charm and modern convenience at Sutton Farms, located off Piney Road in Wentzville. Visit LombardoHomes.com to learn more.
Zach Bryan with Heaven on Tour. Saturday, March 7th, the Dome at America's Center. With special guests, Camp and J.R. Carroll. Tickets are on sale now at ZachBryan.com. Don't miss Zach Bryan live.
What if every time you spent money, you saved money too? With Achieve It Checking from Together Credit Union, you can do just that. Every debit card purchase is rounded up to the nearest dollar, and the spare change goes right into your savings. And here's the best part. Together Credit Union boosts your progress by matching qualifying savings up to $8 a month. It's a free checking account that helps you achieve more automatically. Learn more, or better yet, enroll today at togethercu.org. Together Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, this is Charlie Brennan. If it's cold outside, the team at Morelli Tuck Pointing is still busy. During colder months, Morelli can inspect any exposed brick inside your house. If your basement has a stone or black wall, Morelli can remove the worn-out mortar from that wall and replace it with new mortar. This tuck pointing work will reinforce your foundation, prevent water from entering your home, and thwart pests. This is a great time to get the inside of your garage inspected. And the same goes for your brick or stone fireplace. I've used Morelli Tuck Pointing to repair the chimneys, walkways, and walls of 2 homes here in St. Louis. The Morelli bids are fair. Their crews are super polite and they clean their job sites. Don't take my word for it. Check out the reviews on Google. Winner of the BBB Torch Award and the Next Door Neighbor Fave Award, 35 years in business, an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau, 314-645-1387, MorelliTuckPointing.com.
For 100 years, KMOX has been a part of St. Louis. Now, those moments live on, preserved, remastered, and ready to be heard again. Discover KMOX from the Archives, a podcast featuring classic audio from a century of service.
Sponsored by Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, the genuine, the original.
The KMOX from the Archives podcast, available now at KMOX100.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at LanceDruryLaw.com.
It's men's Pelicans basketball action tonight as they face VCU. Pre-game 5:45, tip at 6 on your home for Pelicans basketball. KMOX.
We love it when you reach out to us here on the Chris and Amy Show, and we've got Hancock and Kelly with us today. You can leave us text messages at 314-436-7900, or if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, you can reach out to us there. Jacob is on YouTube and asks the question, is the Supreme Court just a regular court with sour cream?
No.
Look, guys,
Jacob.
if you're going to, first of all, no, it would have tomatoes too. Secondly, if you're going to reach out to us,
Yeah.
let's be serious.
When we give you the text line at 314
It's not to be abused.
436
Are the
7900.
people speaking out there?
Yeah,
They're speaking.
We don't give them a text line for that kind of nonsense. We do have a thank you, Michael Kelly text.
Well, hello there. What about the 6 others ones
Yeah.
who are like, boot this clown?
No, nobody said
Nobody
that.
said
Can you
that.
believe it?
It's a rare day.
We have one rando from Alabama who's
It's only
really
9:30.
mad at JJ Weatherholt.
There's
I'm
somebody.
not
There is
really
somebody,
sure.
and we appreciate you texting in from Springside, Alabama, who directed this text directly to Amy,
Me.
he's really
I
mad
don't even talk
About
baseball.
baseball.
He's really mad about Jordan Walker and JJ Weatherholt for
Come
some
on,
reason.
Amy.
But
he's-
anyway,
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
but addressed it to Amy, which I think is very funny.
That's the best part of the text.
All the people on the station, Amy cares the least.
So I responded, are they on the team?
It's so funny.
Wait, are these guys on the team? I don't understand the question.
And how about John, who is watching on Facebook, who says, wow, listen to Michael Kelly talking like a Reagan capitalist.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I don't know if that's the case, but it is kind of crazy how arguments have shifted over the last couple of years. I mean, I sit with some of my friends who used to be Republicans and are Republicans, and I'm like, what happened to you? I used to get lectures from you about the free market and read your Constitution and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the biggest violators.
Let the record show that I have not changed.
You have
an
not
iota.
changed.
See, that's it. You haven't changed. It's everybody else who's
So
gotten
it's
crazy.
because like when, back in the day, you two were the left and the right. And then as the left and the right got wacky, you
Yep.
guys now look like you're in the middle.
We still
You
have
look
the
like-
same opinions we've always had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when I ran for re-election to the state House of Representatives, I was the number one target by all of the left-wing groups, and they called me a reactionary Republican.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, were you and Steve Ailman about the same time?
Yeah.
When Steve Ailman went down there as well, they were saying he was this extremist,
Right.
etc. Steve has stayed rock solid, and to hear whatever the Republican Party has become now attack him just cracks me up because the man is consistent as the day.
He is.
You know, I will throw this out there. This is a true story. I don't know what conservative group it was. It was probably something, I say conservative, but right-wing group like Heritage Foundation. But from 20 to 24, somehow I would always get these pocket constitutions sent to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like so many of them that I didn't want to throw them away, but I'm pretty sure I had like 12 pocket constitutions. And they don't send them anymore.
No, you'll be
They
getting the
don't
Trump
send-
Bible.
Yeah, they don't send the pocket constitution anymore. They probably send a letter like, it
Boy,
may have been-
Heritage has had a
Oh my gosh. Right?
massive transformation.
They just send a letter. In error, we may have sent you 12 constitutions. Don't look at those anymore.
Yeah.
You don't need that.
Can you still buy a Trump Bible?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Oh,
I saw
get
Lee
'em.
Greenwood was selling it the other day. Made in
It's-
China.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Trump
yeah.
Bible
Do they
is.
have
I
a
see it.
1 and 2
$60.
Corinthians?
I don't know.
60?
$60 for a Trump Bible.
Wow.
$60.
Yeah. So you're welcome
so
to.
ridiculous.
Hey,
So
texter,
transparent.
a texter here, and I just want to preface this by saying I could not disagree more.
All right.
The texter says John Hancock sucks. He might not have.
What?
He might not have changed. He
Why would
always
you
sucked.
read that?
Yeah, there
That's
you
like-
go.
John.
I don't like that.
I don't
It's
like
terrible.
Well, guy's got his opinion. That's nothing wrong with that.
Tell him to go to hell.
No, I'm not going to. He's entitled
Well, I'll
to
tell
his
him to go to
opinion.
hell.
And
I think
there are probably have been several times in my life where my wife would have said that exact same sentence. So
I think that's a hurtful text. Hey, I do have this. 636 says, I appreciate Michael getting some credit, but do we think Stephen Richer should also get a bit of credit for when he schooled Amy on data centers? That's from Pensacola Jones. Yes, but that's hurtful, Pensacola.
No,
This hurts my feelings.
But
I already said I was wrong.
well,
Now I want to cry.
this is called the pile-on.
Don't cry.
This is called the pile-on.
Pensacola Jones is piling on.
Well, here's a texter that says, "Boot this Michael Kelly clown."
Exactly.
There you go.
I
Thank
think
you,
it's
Mama.
from your mom.
Thanks, Mom. I'm going soon.
No,
You know what? I'm gonna text my Stephen Richer and tell him Pensacola Jones.
Are you going to tell Steven
Yes.
that you have changed your mind?
Well, I'm persuadable.
It's a nuanced change.
It's a
You're not
nuanced
embracing the
change.
whole thing. I'm not sure
Right.
that I'm for every data center
Right.
in every instance.
It's like in this
But-
particular instance, as you said, with
Yeah.
the water, with the city, with it being in empty buildings.
But the conversation we're having in St. Charles and St. Louis City is to stop all data centers. And it's just, that's stupid. That's stupid. That's
Well, and
as-
you've got, what they're talking about at the Armory site now is turning the Armory building itself into 200 office
Yeah.
units and using the long vacant famous bar warehouse to house the data center. I mean, that seems like a perfectly lovely use of that property.
And like I said, like Michael said, it is in certain circumstances, because I still do think we need to look at the environmental effect if it's a bigger data center, the one that they would build in Franklin County next to the Shaw Nature Reserve. If that's going to affect the water supply, let's look at that one. To me, that is a different issue than maybe a one in an empty building downtown.
Dave is watching on YouTube and says, Kelly acting all indignant at whatever the Republican Party has become, like the Democrats have moderated.
Well, I mean, if he's paid attention and listened to me, he's seen me
Yeah.
rip all over
Michael
my party.
Kelly
I
has
am
gone
not a
after it.
progressive
Yeah.
Democrat. I am
No.
a traditional Democrat and
Also,
always
I
have
would-
been.
I don't know. I think I push back at the idea that the entire party is a lunatic left. There are some, but I just don't agree with that. They do not fall in line the same way
Right.
it's done on the right. Not right now, they don't.
I think I may be painting them with the same brush, all conservatives with the same, or whatever conservatism is right now, with the same brush that they're painting me with the left. And, I think it's one of the biggest problems, John and I see, is that the incentivization inside of each of our parties, because of redistricting and because of the way we finance elections, is really to speak to the far left or the far right, depending on
So
our
that's who's-
party.
that's who's voting in
Because that's who's
primaries.
voting in the primaries, because there are no
And
more
so-
battles between Democrats and Republicans.
And what I would say is the Democratic Party, I think, has done a better job, or they do it more often, where they shout down their own left, their own extremists. They'll
Yeah.
say, okay, that's enough of you. That does not happen on the right
And
right
I
now.
will say this, because I had given Nancy Pelosi a lot of credit for that,
Mhm.
for she did rein in, especially when the squad was really getting big and kind of pushing some pretty progressive ideas. The left did a really good job, or better job, at pulling back or talking to the fringes. I think in a couple areas where they did not push back enough, really, really hurt them. Like we can see like the anti-Israel protests with Hamas and all of that, and how people were really, really afraid to call out terrorists, to call out Hamas for what it was. And you could say, well, that's just one issue, but it was a big issue. And that it is important that they're identifying the issues that are resonating or bothering the American people.
I think it is possible that the Democratic Party transformation is simply lagging behind the Republican Party transformation. In other words, that you're going to increasingly see these progressives winning primaries, and that then becomes the ticket to winning future primaries. I could be wrong about that, but that's kind of the way I view it.
I also see the skill of Nancy Pelosi being unique to her. I'm not sure that Hakeem Jeffries, and we surely have seen that Mike Johnson don't have that ability, that knowledge, that experience, a bad word in politics these days, to be able to know how to control a caucus. Because Nancy Pelosi was able to do that, but it was because of her experience. I'm not sure Hakeem Jeffries and clearly Mike Johnson have no experience.
Well, we're going to find out about Jeffries because he's going to be the speaker.
Amen.
Hancock and Kelly with Chris and Amy. We still got some time here. A couple more things we want to get to you about. I want you to think about this.
All right.
Who do you believe is the biggest celebrity in St. Louis who currently lives here? Not somebody from here, but the person who still lives in St. Louis. I want you to think about that.
All right. Okay?
It's Hancock and Kelly with Chris and Amy on KMOX.
Neovitin began with one doctor's mission to help others feel their best. After years of caring for patients, Dr. Ken Ribicki, a St. Louis physician, created Neovitin, a line of multivitamins designed with quality, safety, and everyday wellness in mind. Each formula is made in the U.S. using the finest domestic and international ingredients to support real people living real lives. Discover the difference today with Neovitin, available at Schnucks, Dierbergs, and neovitin.com. Neovitin, trusted nutrition from St. Louis for St. Louis.
I'm Ultima Morgan. Morgan & Morgan isn't just an injury firm. It's our family's life work. It's my husband, it's my sons, it's me. When we take a case, we see a family just like ours. $30 billion recovered is something I'm proud of. But what I'm really proud of are the families we stood beside. It's an honor to fight for you when you need our support the most. Morgan & Morgan, for the people and your family.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Every spring brings promises, and every spring delivers surprises. This year, the Cardinals are writing a new story, and there will be plenty of surprises. Matt Pauley is in Jupiter with inside access to Camp Cardinals.
Presented by St. Louis Composting. Composting, growing gardens and making memories. And Happy Roof. We always create happy endings.
From breakout performances to roster revelations, get reports throughout the day on the voice of the Cardinals. KMOX.
Italian subs for your finance team at Chicago. Easy Cater. Burritos for your call center crew in Plano. Easy Cater. Bagels for your sales reps meeting clients in Charlotte. Easy Cater. Hot chicken sandwiches for your third shift warehouse workers in Memphis. Easy Cater. Your teams may be spread out across the country, but you've got one platform to feed them all, whenever and wherever they work, with food they love from favorite restaurants. Easy Cater. Food for the workplace, all in one place. Order now at easycater.com.
Seems like this weather is going to continue. The cold weather is going to continue here in St. Louis and Illinois for the foreseeable future to finish out the winter. Now, if you have been unlucky or you don't want to wait till you're unlucky and you need your furnace fixed or even replaced, call me. We can get your furnace next day. Sometimes we, depending on the manufacturer, it's not us, but just depending on the manufacturer, if they have the parts available and here in St. Louis or Illinois, we can get you that day. But either way, if you're having problems with your furnace or you want to prevent problems with your furnace, call me, Bart Inman. One easy number, the easiest number in Missouri and Illinois, just one number. That number is 314-293-2600. Again, 314-293-2600, or on the internet, it's Bart Inman. That is Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
Race car drivers like NASCAR champion Jesse Love are a lot like commercial drivers, pros, but even the best watch the tape to see what they missed and get better next time. The Samsara driving coach does the same for your fleet, giving drivers real-time feedback to build safer habits. Samsara's AI uses billions of miles of real driving data to help fleets prevent accidents and protect drivers.
If it makes me a better driver, it'll make your fleet unstoppable.
Because even champions need a coach. Learn more at Samsara.com.
There's no championship league for small business owners, but if there was, you'd be at the top of the standings. Because going pro with Lenovo Pro means you've got the winning formation, one-on-one advice, IT solutions, and customized hardware powered by Intel Core Ultra processors help you stay ahead of the competition. Business goes pro with Lenovo Pro. Sign up for free at Lenovo.com/pro.
Lenovo.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
I'll tell you this, I am done, and I mean done, with Pensacola Jones.
What?
I was on his side for a long time. And now
The Pensacola Jones who said I need to give Stephen Richer credit for schooling me.
Yeah, because he follows up with a text message that reads, "For the record, I love Amy. Boot Ranj."
Oh.
That's awful.
There you go,
That's it.
Pensacola.
Pensacola.
Old
He's
PJ.
out.
Old
I'm booting
PJ.
Pensacola.
PJ. That's our producer over here.
All this negativity in
Well,
the middle of Lent.
And
The mean one, Ranch. Will you please? We need to follow up with the mean texter.
yes, the mean texter says he loves you now. This is the person who said you sucked.
See there?
But they say that they love you now.
Yeah, John
and then
Hancock.
here's another one. It says people who don't like John Hancock suck. And I agree
I
with
agree.
that.
That's
But
great.
can't two things be true at the same
It's,
time? Like John's politics and some of the things he argues with me, it sucks.
And another,
but I love John
you're
Hancock.
right
I want
about
to be
that.
clear.
Let's not make this about me, shall we?
And here's another one, just out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Texter says Mike Johnson is an evil Keebler elf. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Well, I don't believe. Were we talking about?
I don't think so.
I guess we were.
We were.
A little
We were
bit.
talking
I
about the
mentioned
Speaker of the
him, yeah.
House.
I
yeah.
Googled it, and he's right. You can't unsee it.
Yeah.
He looks like a little elf.
Evil.
I think he kind of looks like the St. Louis Browns mascot, Brownie.
St. Louis Browns mascot.
Yeah, you Brownie. You Google that.
I think he looks like a bootlicker.
Well, he would. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, my friend. All right. Most famous St. Louis resident.
All
Now, this
Currently
topic-
living.
this
Currently residing.
living, lives here in the
Right.
city.
Mhm.
And I guess we'll give you lives here at least more than half the year.
Yep.
How about that? Okay.
This is simple.
So we went over a number of them earlier in the week. Ozzie
Yeah.
Smith was the guy we talked about a lot.
Ozzie's great.
And that's where it started. We were in the office and Tom Ackerman, he said, is Ozzie the most famous St. Louisan? So that's where this conversation started. What do you think?
I think it's Joe Buck. I mean, the most popular sport in our country is football. He's called baseball for 30 years. He's known more nationally than his father ever was. And I think he is the biggest celebrity that's currently alive that lives in St. Louis.
What about?
And that was one I suggested, and I
Mhm.
think you might be right
I think you
because
might be
I don't
right,
know that
too.
you could find an American who doesn't know who Joe Buck is.
Right.
I mean, a handful, but the vast majority, if you said Joe Buck, they'd say, yeah, announcer.
And I think a lot of people associate him with St. Louis.
They do.
I mean, he's been a great ambassador.
He's always lived here.
Yeah.
Now, what about Nikki Glazer, whose star
point.
has risen just astronomically in the past couple of years
Yeah.
and is very open about still living in St. Louis?
I'd
She
venture
still
to
lives in
say,
St. Louis.
yes, she's very, very famous. But I'd venture to say there's a lot of St. Louisans who don't know who Nikki Glazer is.
I think that's why she said she still lives here.
Yeah.
Because
She doesn't get bothered.
She doesn't get
Yeah.
bothered here. In LA, obviously, I mean, more people know who she is there.
So here's a question for you. Take it to the next step. Who's the most famous St. Louisan ever throughout the world? Like that and to me, I think this is simple as well. I think it's Chuck Berry because of
Yeah.
his
Or
impact
Tina Turner.
global wide, potentially Tina Turner, but I think it's even more so Chuck Berry because of his influence on the Beatles and so many places all across Europe.
I think you could make a case for Josephine Baker, who was from St. Louis. Red Fox from St.
Red
Louis.
Fox is from St. Louis. That's right.
That's
And
right,
so was
Red
Luanda
Fox.
Page, who played the role of Aunt Esther on Sanford and Son.
Really?
Yeah, they were. And
Wow.
they were 3 of those cast members were St. Louisans.
So Red Fox, we have a texter that says John Goodman.
He does not live here, though.
Well, they were saying now all time.
Oh, now
Michael
for
switched
all
to all
time.
time.
Yeah.
And Gretzky and Costas, those were two suggestions. Neither one of them are from
They're
here.
not from here.
Right.
Yeah.
It has to. Tina Turner's a good one. Josephine Baker's a good one. Your guy, the piano player, Scott Joplin, also a good one. But I just think worldwide, Chuck Berry would be known better than any of those other folks.
You think it's
he invented rock and roll?
I think it's between Barry and Tina Turner.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know which one I'd go with.
What do you think of this gold outfit?
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
You're
it,
okay
and
with
it's
it?
not just because we were given jerseys.
I like it.
They
I
gave
think
us
it's
jerseys.
a cool color.
Kits.
Wow.
Kits.
Yeah.
I wish
For
the
free,
soccer
huh?
team wasn't starting their season in it. Why? Because I think it's supposed to be a novelty jersey, and actually
It's the road. No, it's the road jersey.
but they're going to wear it here on Saturday
Tomorrow.
And I actually think their jersey's super cool.
Oh,
And the
I do too.
color of St. Louis's soccer team is cool.
I think the red is a very unique. The city red is very unique, and I like that color. Yeah, it's a good looking jersey.
It's my problem with baseball too, is whenever they do all these goofy uniforms like the city jerseys and all these other ones, it stinks for us and the Yankees because we got the best uniforms
We do.
already. We don't need to go out there and hoop it up.
See, I like it. And the reason I like it is because there are 162 games. There's nothing wrong with like 5 to 10 times a year wearing something a little different.
Well, and it's revenue. Got to make that money out there. Sell a bunch of jerseys.
Wait,
What?
was Walt Disney born in St. Louis?
No, Missouri.
He's Missouri, yeah.
I forget the name of the town.
Do you think
from.
he's the most famous Missourian then?
Oh, potentially the most famous
sure.
Missourian. Yeah. Oh, Mark Twain would be hard to beat.
Harry Truman.
Oh,
I think Harry Truman or Mark Twain.
Well, Walt Disney, he was born in Chicago.
Marceline. I think he was from Marceline, Missouri.
So born in
Could be
Chicago in 1901, raised largely in Missouri.
Yeah.
That's a pretty. That's a big. But
They
Harry
launched-
Truman, Walt
They
Disney.
launched his business out of Kansas City, I think. Walt Disney did.
Wow.
Yeah, Marceline, Missouri.
Marceline,
Do
thank you.
Do you think Walt Disney?
North
who's-
Missouri.
Well done.
Yep.
Is it fair to say that Walt
You know
Disney
some
is
goofy
more?
stuff.
He's more
I do.
famous than Harry Truman.
Who's that?
Walt Disney, globally across the world, more
well,
people
yeah, I
would
would think so.
recognize Disney than Truman.
Right.
Maybe.
Present day, I guess you could say that Disney would be the most famous Missourian, but how could it not be Mark Twain? I mean, it would almost have to be him, right?
I think, well, as our literacy rates go down, he's less and less famous.
Did you know that Mark Twain helped to get Ulysses Grant's memoirs published?
I did not know.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we didn't mention Nellie for St. Louis.
Nellie.
Yeah. How do we keep forgetting Nellie? Nellie's huge.
Do you know what this is? Listen to
What's
this. This is John Hancock, the man himself, playing at church on Sunday. It's
Amen.
a jam in church.
Who's recording this?
Mrs. Hancock.
Mrs. Hancock. Boys, are you going to go snooker it up, or what are you
I
doing?
don't know.
I hope so.
My son's coming into town this afternoon.
What time?
Noonish.
Oh, maybe not then.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
Have a good time, guys.
All right, see you guys.
We love you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for
Enjoy.
being here. Hancock will be with me on Monday and Tuesday. Is that correct? Yeah, Amy will be out, so it'll be John and me Monday and Tuesday. Michael Kelly, we'll see you too. Thank you for being with us. We're not done yet. Scott Jagow will join the show. He's got 3 good things, and he's roaming St. Louis, and he's next on KMOX.
Hey, it's Debbie Monterey, and I think right now we all need something to look forward to, and a nice little getaway is going to do it for me. So I've been looking at this 5-day Arizona trip that I planned in September, and to me, it sounds absolutely perfect, and I would love for you to join me. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to stay in Flagstaff because that means cooler temperatures. It's a great home base, and from there, we're going to visit Sedona, the Grand Canyon, and Lake Powell all in one trip. I'm talking about red rocks, big views, and that deep blue water at Lake Powell that looks like a postcard. I'm told September is one of the best times to go with fewer crowds, more comfortable weather, and everything's going to be planned out for us. We just show up. If this sounds like something you'd like to do, please join me because I have always wanted to go to the Grand Canyon. Travelwithdebbie.net. That's travelwithdebbie.net or call Cruise and Tour at 800-383-3131. Space is limited, so don't delay. 800-383-3131. Travelwithdebbie.net.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Let's go! You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It is 10 o'clock and we've got sunshine in downtown St. Louis. It is 35 degrees. I'm Debbie Monterey. The eastbound lanes of I-70 closed at mile marker 195 in Warrenton in Warren County due to a traffic incident. Traffic's being detoured at the Missouri Route 47 exit. So just keep that in mind if that's in your travels.
CBS News special report. The Supreme Court has ruled President Trump's tariffs are illegal. In a 6-3 decision, the court says the president did not have the authority to enact them under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. CBS News chief legal correspondent Jan Crawford.
This is the most significant U.S. Supreme loss for a U.S. president, I think, in modern history. It is invalidating what is the cornerstone of President Trump's economic policy, ruling that he does not have authority under this federal law, the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, to levy these sweeping tariffs.
Justice Neil Gorsuch had expressed concerns during oral arguments in November.
Congress, as a practical matter, can't get this power back once it's handed it over to the president. It's a one-way ratchet toward the gradual but continual accretion of power in the executive branch and away from the people's elected representatives.
Again, the Supreme Court has struck down Trump's tariffs. CBS News special report. I'm Michael Wallace.
KMOX Republican strategist John Hancock.
I'll bet you that they just find another statute, reassign the tariffs, and plow straight ahead.
Democratic strategist Michael Kelly on the impact of the tariff so far.
If I were one of the press corps in the White House, I'd say, okay, but you have told us that we've gotten, $28 trillion from them. Where is that money? And have you reduced the deficit with it?
Hancock and Kelly discussing the ruling from the Supreme Court on Donald Trump's tariffs on the Chris and Amy show. From the KMOX business desk, a bill to regulate car rentals at the airport getting pushback from the airport director. A Board of Aldermen committee has advanced a bill that sets rules on peer-to-peer car rental platforms, a relatively new thing where people can earn money by renting their cars to other people. Supporters of the bill include the American Car Rental Association, according to the Business Journal. But Airport Director Rhonda Homnebergy is asking for a delay, saying the airport's in the midst of a 12-month pilot program regulating peer-to-peer rentals, and they want time to evaluate before permanent rules are put in place.
Mostly sunny, windy, and chilly this afternoon. High just 45. Clear this evening, then clouds increase later tonight. It'll be cold, low 28. For tomorrow, intervals of clouds and sun, breezy and quite chilly in the afternoon, high 44. Sunday, mostly sunny, blustery, and even colder, high 35 with AccuWeather real feel temperatures in the teens and low 20s. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Right now in downtown St. Louis, it's 35 degrees with sunshine and a lot of breeze. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Chris Ronchi, Amy Marks Kors. The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX.
The bills make me wanna shout. Kick your heels up and shout. Throw your hands up and shout. Throw your
Hour
hands.
2 of 3 of the Chris and Amy Show. Gas House Gang at 12. Claves, Matt Pauley, me. We'll be with you then. But we've got Scott Jagow, resident Bills fan, here in studio. He roams St. Louis. He's got 3 good things. He chats with Stu Mac. What do you feel when you hear that right now?
Right now, it gets me excited for next season.
Okay. So
But right now,
yeah,
I'd like to talk about the Buffalo Sabres hockey team real quick.
Okay.
So I have a story.
Yes.
It's on my head.
It's on your head?
It's on my head right now.
The hat that you're wearing, the Buffalo Sabres hat you have on.
I have a good story about it.
Okay.
So I went on a trip to Buffalo and other parts of New York in the last couple weeks. And when I was in Buffalo, my special lady friend said she wanted to go to a Goodwill store because she loves to thrift shop. She likes to hunt and pack for clothing items. She's very, very good at it.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
It is
Some
a
people
skill.
are amazing.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah.
So anyway,
I don't have that
we were
gene.
kind of looking for maybe some old Bills or Sabres gear. And I found a little section and we went through that a little bit. But she had already found this hat that I'm wearing on my head. And I tried it on. I was like, oh, that's cool. It's kind of a retro. It's an old school little bit hat. And I was like, it fits perfect. It's $3.99. Amazing. Let's get it. So we get it, we pay for it. We take it to the hotel. And then I'm looking at it and it has a signature on it.
What?
It has a signature on the front. And so I started looking at it and I'm like, oh, I've got to figure out who signed this hat. It's kind of a strange thing to find one in a Goodwill store that has a signature on it. So I was like, maybe it's some low-level player or I don't know. And I looked up the type of hat or whether they made it with the signature on it, which they did not. So this hat was signed by the player.
Can I guess?
Sure, you can guess.
Can I do it now or do you?
Give me one more second.
Don't
to finish
ruin
the
his story.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the way it's written, and it looks like a C to me. So I was going through the players that are maybe Chris, players that from the history. But then I'm literally investigating this thing for like an hour. Then at the bottom of the signature, I see what I was like, that's a 30. That's a 30. That's a number 30. And then I went, oh my gosh, it could be. I went online and I looked at several different signatures and it's exactly a match. It is his signature. So now you can guess.
Well, I was going to say Ryan O'Reilly, but.
Well, you got the first name right.
Amy.
Amy, you got to know
Hockey
this.
lady.
No.
Come on. Amy has to know this. The Olympics are going on right now.
Ryan Miller.
Thank
Ryan
you.
Miller.
Ding, ding, ding.
You know what happened is
One of the best goaltenders
Yes.
in Olympic history.
Yeah.
Took the U.S. hockey team in 2010 to the final, a very tough game against Canada. And the U.S. team is playing today. So anyway, let me take off.
I can see it's very light, almost like a faded white.
It's hard to see, but if you put a light on it, you can see it. It's right there. And it's definitely his signature.
Oh,
so,
yeah, 100%. I mean, you can read it now that you know what it is.
So Ryan
He was
Miller,
here for a year.
one of the greatest goaltenders ever.
Can I ask you a question about this hat, though?
Okay.
Was it on somebody else's head or was it a displayed hat? Like we have the signature. It's on the wall here. Ryan Miller signed it.
It was in a rack. It was in a.
No. I mean, do you think this was a previously worn hat?
Oh, yes, I do. Yeah, I do. I mean,
do you know who
it feels like. I don't know why someone would give it away. It's not like it's worth a fortune. I looked up his signature online. It's like $25 or $30.
Well, the reason
on some other items, but
did you wash it first?
It's just I've washed the inside of it.
Okay.
Do you know what I was
gonna? It's a special story. It's the story.
It's the story.
Yeah.
Ranj always takes like some side that is not the point of the story at all. And
Would
he
you
does
wear
this
somebody
all the
else's
time.
hat?
Wait.
Well, I am right now.
I mind blanked on Ryan Miller because as soon as like you said like the player and like, oh my gosh, who it is. And I should have known it was 30, not 39. But I started to think, yes. Yeah. And all of a sudden I thought, oh my gosh. Like that was my, and I was like, wait, he was 30. I was like, did he wear 30, 39? And then I was just so focused on Hasek. And I thought, oh my gosh, But man, Ryan Miller, yeah, like you said, Olympian, Olympics
second
going
best
on.
goalie in Sabres history, in my opinion. Hasek, number one.
Yeah,
So
and that's like once I got stuck
nobody's
on Hasek,
ever going to
yeah.
be. He's probably the best goalie that's ever played the game. I
Yeah.
mean, anyway, it
I mean,
was
you
just
get-
a fun little story on our trip to Buffalo, and found this hat. It's great. So there
That's
you go.
very cool. That's a lot of
That's
fun.
amazing. I can't believe somebody just threw it out.
I know. Just you never know what you're going to find at Goodwills. They're pretty good.
And it is
depending
like-
on the place. I mean, some of them get a little too curated, as my special lady friend likes to point out. She likes to no curation. I want it just random crap thrown together. I'll find it.
It's light enough that I could see if someone was in a hurry and going through closets
that's
and
probably what
grandparent or
happened.
something that you're just like, because it's faded a bit.
Yeah,
but
it's
once
faded.
it's
You can see
totally
it.
readable.
It's still
Yeah,
there. Anyway, that's my one story.
I love
I've got
it.
another story that I'm kind of embarrassed to tell, but
that's the one we really want to hear.
Yeah, of course. So obviously in New York State, snows a lot. Buffalo, a lot of snow. I was driving the rental car. My voice is dry. I was driving the rental car, and I was trying to see something, and so I wanted to slow down and let the car pass around me. So I pulled over, and this is a 1-lane road in each direction, very rural. I pulled over to the side of the road, and unfortunately, I could not see the edge of the road due to the snowbank. And I put us right into it. So the car went like this, and Liz was in the passenger seat, and she's like this. And I'm like, no. And there was no way we were getting out of that without help.
Oh.
She tried. She has a background in snow in Oregon. So she's like, I know I can do this. And so she tried to get it out. But thankfully, a sheriff deputy showed up right behind us. And I went out and told him, I just drove a little too far off the side of the road. And then about a half hour later, we had to sit in the car and wait like this. And then sideways is what I mean for you if you're listening on the radio.
You went very sideways.
Yeah. Anyway, they finally took a couple of tries to get us out, and it was just crazy. Then we drove. I mean, we were just all a little shaken, and we drove down the road a little ways, and I wanted to stop, use a restroom. So I'm wearing a Bill's Mafia hat at this point. Walk into the restaurant, and there's like a buffet and a bunch of people over here sitting, and the restroom is to the other side. So I said, I'll be right back. Go to the restroom. Maybe we'll have a beer or something. I come out of the restroom, and she walks up to me, and she's like, we're at a funeral. We crashed a funeral. The funniest part about it is, no, we didn't stay.
Did you get any food?
No, we didn't get any food. But the best part of the story is that I'm at a funeral that I didn't know I was at, wearing a Bill's Mafia hat. And this is so Buffalo. As I'm walking out the door, someone who's coming into the funeral, she opens the door and she goes, "Go Bills."
Yeah.
Yeah. She's at a funeral.
There was
She's like,
probably
"Go Bills."
I bet there was a lot of other Bills gear in there that you didn't realize.
Maybe so.
People
That's
probably
really
just wear
funny.
Bills stuff all the time, don't they?
When you were sideways in the ditch, did you want to tell the sheriff, like, listen, I'm not a noob. I lived in Buffalo.
I mean, I was a kid, but I've been up there many times visiting as an adult.
Like, he didn't think you were some
But-
stupid tourist.
No, he didn't. But I felt like one.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't gauge the length of the side of the road, and it should have been more shoulder, to be honest. It was nothing, and I just plunged right into it, and there you go.
You're lucky that you didn't end up all the way into a ditch, and you never got that rental car out. You'd have been.
Yeah, and
You'd
they
have
were
had to
like
pay for
real
that.
careful with it, just to make sure.
Because I know you didn't get the insurance on the rental. Nobody does.
No.
Yeah.
No, I use my own
Okay.
insurance. I have insurance, obviously. So
So, not the point of the story. But no one does get the insurance on the rental because they all use their insurance. So who gets the insurance on
People
the
who
rental?
don't have car insurance.
Yeah, that would be one.
But I mean, don't you think? I mean, you're supposed to have car
And
insurance.
Suckers. People who
Is it
don't
mainly
know.
for suckers?
It has to be.
I think I've been a sucker
People
before.
like, oh gosh, maybe I should get that.
Yeah, I think
like
I've
the
done that.
extended
Here's a
warranty.
question: do you get the prepaid gas?
Wait, what?
Yeah, you
Where-
can prepay for a tank
so
of
you
gas.
don't have to bring it back full.
Right. So you don't have to do
Oh, no, and I should have. I accidentally brought it back empty one time.
Yeah.
Because I missed the gas station, but it was like too.
Yeah, see,
like,
that's why I do it.
Yeah,
because,
I couldn't find it, and I was like,
I mean, if you're only renting for a day or something, you don't do it.
Yeah.
But if you're going to be filling the tank a couple of times, I always buy the prepay because it's usually pretty close to the regular price of gas. But the thing is, at the end of the trip, and then you just regret the fact that you didn't do it because you're in a hurry.
Yeah,
and
I got to fill up. I forgot.
I forgot. I got to get to the airport. So
yes, and that's what I was doing. And it was Denver, and it's so easy. The guy's like, how in the world did you miss the gas station right here? And I was on the, and I was like, well, I was looking on the right. He goes, well, first of all, it's on the left. And also it's behind a building. He's like, so that's probably why you didn't see it. But he still shamed me for missing the gas station. And I said, how much extra am I going to pay now to have you guys fill this up? Because I brought it back empty. And it was a lot.
Yeah.
But there was nothing I could do. And
It's too late.
I missed it. It's too late.
that car, to be honest, for the whole 10 days I was there, was not great at all in many respects. Especially it's an all-wheel drive, which I rented on purpose. We had quite a few problems. It was a Ford Escape.
Oh.
And I wanted to escape it over and over again because
you should have just abandoned it.
Yeah, I should have just left it on the side of the road.
And then tell them when you're leaving town, like, hey, your car is on the highway. It's on the side of the road.
It was just
they'll go get it.
The dinging sound, even the dinging
A lot
sound.
of dinging. I think there's excessive dinging in cars these days.
But my car doesn't make that annoying noise. This one was so annoying. I was like, who designed this? Who thought this would be a good idea?
Ranch, didn't you say that you had a loud dinging blinker?
My blinker in my newish car that I got last summer it has the loudest blinker I've ever heard. It's so loud that I don't like to sit,
not be loud.
I don't like to sit in a turn lane with it on. I'll turn it off.
Whatever that's.
Can you give us what does it sound like?
It's like that, but it's sharp. It's got it's piercing. I hate it.
I mean, they don't make them like that
and
anymore.
You can't do anything about it.
Click clock.
Also, the backup camera, there's a warning, beep, 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 when you're getting too close to the car behind you when you're parallel parking.
Yeah.
It is obnoxious how loud it is.
I mean, I
obnoxious.
But the other thing that it did, this car, after I would be in the car for about 7 minutes, it would tell me it's time to rest.
Rest?
Yes.
What do you mean rest?
It kept flashing. You need to rest. I just got in the car.
Is it taking your blood pressure or your heart rate on the steering wheel?
It doesn't tell me how little sleep you got.
I don't know.
You know what? That sounds like they're like taking your heart rate on the steering wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, okay. So, Scott, we have a texter that says, I feel like prepaid gas is a scam too because you're paying for a full tank. Even if you bring the car back half full already, am I off base with that? That's from Pensacola Jones.
It's a fair point.
Okay.
It's very close because I got mine back barely above empty. So to me, it was worth it. But you can't always engineer it that way. The point is, it's the convenience of it. So when you're stressed out, you're leaving late to get to the airport, you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
It's worth a few extra bucks but that is a good, legitimate point, which they're making.
And Barry watching on YouTube says, if you're vacationing in another country, you should take insurance when you rent a car. I don't know.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah. Does your insurance not cover you in another country?
Are you allowed to drive in another country?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've driven.
Well, yeah.
Don't you have an American driver's
I've driven
license?
in different countries.
I did not drive in Australia. I didn't want to.
Are you allowed? This is a serious question.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to drive in a place where everything is reversed?
Yes,
I had to do that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. In Australia, I could.
And it was a disaster.
I didn't do
left-lane
it.
drivers in Australia?
They're like England. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So was New Zealand. I was in New Zealand.
New Zealand I knew was.
And it's just so hard to get your mind wrapped around right versus turn.
Yeah.
Left
I
turn
can't believe
versus
they
right
allow
turn.
that.
Because here, right turn is the least egregious in terms of traffic. There, it's the opposite. And it's just
left.
like, I can't.
And this gets into, and Ron's like something, like if you go to other countries, like I can drive in Switzerland, fine, right? They're on the same side of the road. And there are certain places, though, where I chose not to drive, like in Tel Aviv. It's the same. It's our side of the road, but it is crazy driving. It makes Boston look calm, And so I'm like, I don't feel comfortable driving here. And also lots of lane splitters. There's scooters and motorcycles everywhere. In Australia, because you're the wrong side of the road, my friend's like, do you want to drive? I'm like, absolutely not.
I
But
think that would mess me up.
then you have to be really careful when you rent cars in like Greece or Italy, because sometimes the default, I'm pretty sure in Greece, the default is a stick shift.
Oh,
geez.
yeah, I
Yep.
can't do
'Cause
that.
I
my
used to love
friend-
my stick
Yeah.
shift, but not anymore.
Yeah. So you have to, when you go to Europe or a different country, it is not what we're used to here.
I did want to say that we went to Niagara Falls, and of course it's winter. Boy, I don't want to invite anyone to go up there because it's so beautiful. I don't want any more people showing
Yeah.
up in February. It's unbelievable. It's so peaceful.
Wow.
And we walked for like an hour along the Canadian side, and half of the falls is frozen. The other half is still pouring down. It is so incredible. And there's steam coming up, and they put lights at night. It is just, what a sight.
So you roamed New York. Are you roaming St.
Yeah.
Louis this weekend?
I am going to roam St. Louis next weekend, but I
Okay.
do have a new chat with Stu Mac,
Okay.
which is about train travel. Speaking of travel,
Yeah.
we talk about boarding trains, and he loves trains in the first place.
Of course.
Yeah. But it's we just have a good conversation about where we've been on trains, why we like trains. It is a great form of travel if it doesn't add too much to your trip versus driving.
U.S. train system, not great.
No, I
but
know.
again,
It's not.
I know it's Switzerland, but holy cow.
And
the Swiss
Germany
trains
and Japan
oh,
and-
seconds.
Oh, yeah,
There's
they're
no
right on-
downtime.
Yeah, no, they never. Yeah, and you can ride the super fast trains, which I have done 300 miles an hour. Now that's an
Wow.
experience.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Inside the car, you don't
You-
feel
you
anything.
don't feel right.
Really?
But outside, the trees are
Oof.
moving like.
Oh my gosh.
It's
I
like a
know.
cartoon.
Scott J. Gile, roaming St. Louis, 3 good things, and chat with Stu Mac normally on Sunday morning.
Every 6:30 to 9:30 Sunday morning.
We'll be listening, bud.
All right, man.
Good to have you back.
Thank you.
It's Chris and Amy show on KMOX.
When your land demands more power, versatility, and reliability, our John Deere 5E 3-cylinder series delivers. Right now, at Seidenstricker Nobe Partners, take advantage of an offer built for bigger jobs and ready for every season. Get 0% financing for 84 months or $5,000 off 5E 3-cylinder tractors. Visit Essen Partners for more details. Seidenstricker Nobe, your partner for the land.
Offer valid through 2/28/2026. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Unlock a brighter outdoor space in 2026 with Chesterfield Valley Nursery. Let us be your trusted partner for all your landscaping, lawn, and gardening needs, empowering you to create a haven that brings joy and serenity to your life. From landscape design to property maintenance to our garden center, we're here for you. Houseplants, tree shrubs, organic soil mixes, gardening and plant classes, and more. Chesterfield Valley Nursery's Garden Center has what you need no matter what the season. Visit us weekdays from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Saturday hours start in March. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram for all class and sale updates.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Tax Helpline at 800-269-3454. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-269-3454 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-269-3454 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-269-3454.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
One city, one voice. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
You know, we were talking earlier with Hancock and Kelly, and there's a mean text about John Hancock. And then that mean texter, he responded again and said that he now loves John Hancock.
You better.
Well, the John Hancock love keeps coming in.
You know what happens if he doesn't love him?
You're going to show up at his house?
Damn right I will.
That's what I thought. John Hancock is one of the most level-headed people I've ever heard on the radio.
Absolutely.
He's very good, no doubt. Another texter loves all of us. You all are great. LOL.
Why'd you throw the LOL in there?
Keep up the great work. That's the mean texter.
I don't like the LOL part.
Well, the LOL part. You're all great, LOL.
I'm going to throw that LOL in your face.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Speaking of driving, Ron asked, can you drive on the other side of or drive in other countries? And yes, you absolutely
can. Just with your American license.
Yes, and you absolutely can. Like I said, I've done it. I have chosen not to in countries where you drive on the wrong side of the road because I know me, I would die. So a 314 says, you sure can. I drove for 3 weeks in Northern Ireland on my U.S. license. Different side of the road, wheel on the opposite side of the car. Everything was so much smaller and tighter. At first, it was challenging, but all went well. My tiny Ford Focus cost $112 to fill up. Oh, I still have the receipt as an amazing souvenir. LOL.
First of all, Ford Focus isn't that small.
No, that's why he said it's a. Oh,
we said tiny Ford Focus.
No, the Focus is the small one.
Then what am I thinking of? I don't think it is that small. I think it's kind of close to, an Altima midsize sort of car, but maybe I'm not
the
thinking
Ford
of the
Focus.
right one.
You know how the small cars tend to have a narrow front.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those. It's pretty small.
I drove a Focus once and it didn't look like that. So maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Yes.
Anyway.
But thank you for that text. Yeah, I was not brave enough to drive in Australia because it just, I was like, well, how do you make a turn? Everything felt off. It felt like trying to throw with your left hand. It felt off.
So I think that, I mean, getting in the car and the steering wheel being on the other side would because I think that if I got into a car, I would just naturally go to the right lane, but at least the steering wheel would be a reminder. Hey, left lane for you, pal. Like, yeah.
And you've got to remember that the difficult turns are the right turns.
Yes.
Those are the middle of the road, and the left turns are the easy turns. But then I know I would turn left and accidentally turn left into the right lane. When you make that left turn. Big Blonde Dan said, I've driven in Ireland, opposite side, and Italy, same side, but it's crazy. I haven't needed it, but I always get the insurance.
I would just say this. If I were driving in another country, left side driver, I think I would 100% have to not talk. There'd be no talking in the car. Don't talk to me. Don't ask me questions. I'm concentrating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oof.
Otherwise, we will all die.
Yeah. I have
today. But people don't drive that fast in like city streets in London or anything. They don't drive like they drive around here because the roads aren't wide enough for that. I would think.
It just depends. I mean, in Greece, when you are going up the steepest, narrowest cobblestone roads, for instance, when you're driving a stick shift up what is effectively a 90-degree angle,
yeah,
like up a road, and then people have to stop. So the people going down, you have right of way going down.
Sure.
But if you have a sketchy car on stick shift, I know my friend a couple of times was waving like, I can't stop on this hill. I can't stop on this hill.
City season starts tomorrow. They will host Charlotte in the afternoon, a 1:30 kick, and that game will be broadcast on Y98. We're going to talk to Jen Cease, who is a City SC broadcaster on that very station. Jen will join us when we come back on KMOX.
Spring training is here, and Cardinals baseball is heating up in Jupiter as young talent and big expectations take the field. The Gas House Gang is talking Cardinals all day long. Tom Ackerman, Chris Ranji, Bernie Nicholas. Smart takes, insightful analysis, real Redbird conversation, plus live reports from Camp Cardinals with Matt Pauley and Mike Claiborne. If it matters to Cards fans, it's on the Gas House Gang. Weekdays at noon on KMOX. St. Louis has a voice.
KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
That voice has shared our stories from headline to history.
This is Harry Carey from the beautiful new Busch Memorial Stadium.
From moment to memory.
Cardinal football on the move.
Among those voices, Bob Hamilton.
When I was in high school, I decided I wanted to go to radio.
Working at KMOX is an honor and a responsibility to represent this community. It's one we take seriously. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
Currently, it is 36 degrees. Pretty sunny out there, also breezy. Cooler today, a high of 45. Tonight, increasing cloudiness, a low of 28.
Brought to you by Eamon Gantner and Capriano, YourEstateMatters.com. Hi, Margaret with Eamon Gantner and Capriano. Before you packed your child off to college, did you get a power of attorney for them? Eamon Gantner and Capriano, YourEstateMatters.com.
The choice of an attorney is an important decision and shouldn't be based solely on advertising.
Here in St. Louis, we take pride in supporting our health and our community. That's why more and more families are turning to Neovitin multivitamins, created by a local physician and made right here in the U.S. using the highest quality domestic and international ingredients. With formulas for men, women, and adults 50 plus, Neovitin helps keep St. Louis families energized, supported, and ready for life. Find Neovitin at your local Dierbergs, Schnucks, and online at neovitin.com. Neovitin, trusted nutrition from St. Louis for St. Louis.
Is your home, business, or church looking tired, chalky, or in need of curb appeal? Go Rhino. Tired of painting year after year? Go Rhino. Our unique 3M ceramic technology is perfect for brick, stucco, aluminum, steel, color lock masonite, and more. It's backed by our 25-year transferable warranty to not chip, crack, or peel. Great if you're staying, and even better if you're selling. Our ceramic coating allows you to maintain all of your architectural features. The decision to do vinyl will leave your home looking like a plastic moldy box. With Rhino Shield, in 15 years, your home will still have that, wow, it looks like you just got it painted. We've done large condo complexes, parking garages, pole barns, and commercial strip malls. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. Evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Barnes Jewish Hospital and WashU Medicine physicians have long been leaders in heart and vascular care. Now, we're taking the patient experience to another level by opening our new state-of-the-art patient tower. designed specifically with heart patients in mind. By combining the latest technology with thoughtful design and private rooms, heart patients can experience faster healing, reduce stress, and improved outcomes. Learn more at barnesjewish.org/heart.
From Roger Dean Stadium in Jupiter, Florida, it's Cardinals spring training baseball play Saturday as they face the Washington Nationals. Pre-game 11:55, first pitch 12:05 on your voice of the St. Louis Cardinals, KMOX.
Back to Leuven. Pompey is straight on. He rips one. He scores! Oh, Delio Pompeu!
Soccer starts tomorrow. In this country, we call it soccer. Don't you dare try to call it football around here, pal.
America.
City SC will begin their regular season against Charlotte at Energizer Park. 1:30 is the start of the game, and we are now joined by Jen C., City broadcaster on Y98, who will be joining us every Friday during the City season. Dale Schilly is going to be joining the Gas House Gang weekly. That is starting up here soon. And we've got Jen with us now. How's it going, Jen?
Happy Friday.
Are you pumped? You ready to go? Soccer tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm excited. Am I prepared? No, that's what I'm working on today. Okay. But I am excited for the game.
Well, don't say you're not prepared. We're just going to assume at all times you're prepared. Let people think that.
Of course.
Man.
Okay, serious question about broadcasting and broadcasting a sport, a team, especially when there's a lot of turnover. What does that look like for you to prepare for the season or a game specifically?
Yeah, that's a great question because, each game I probably over-prepare and I feel under-prepared. But particularly for this season, it feels a little bit more like year one to me, where it was like, who are these guys and where did they come from? Here I got a little bit of a base. I think Coach Yohan DeMay said like 80% of the team has returned. So you know that. However, I don't know how he's going to use them. So we had Conrad Vollum at the press conference yesterday, and he probably knows, but I have zero idea where he's going to be on the pitch. He's such a versatile player. So kind of preparing for where somebody that we know might be and what their role might be in this new system of play. And then, of course, getting to know some of the players that I don't know as well yet. Even Falou Fall, who came last season, didn't get to play very much. So really don't have a good feel for what he does in the game. So a lot of preparation in terms of looking at what they did before and really listening into what Coach DeMay says he wants to do with the team to see if it translates on Saturday.
I keep going back to this because, we saw a really good inaugural season here, a playoff season. They've missed since. And that was the goal, that to get back to the playoffs after missing out, and it didn't happen. So is this year, this version of City SC, maybe it's not possible to know right now because it is a pretty new team or a lot of new guys on it, but is this a playoff team?
Yeah, that's a hard one to answer game one. I would tell you what I get from St. Louis City brass and the players themselves when we had the visit with them on Wednesday night, live from the City Foundry. We had Carolyn Kindle on, Corey Ray was on, we talked to Diego Gigliani, a couple of players, and all of them said unequivocally, yes, this can be a playoff team. If we are able to execute what Yohan DeMay wants to do, players are able to step in the roles he wants them to step in. And from what I understand, Corey Ray and Yohan DeMay are not quite done bringing in a couple of players. I'm thinking that means the attack, which would be a good thing. It could be a team that gets into the playoffs. Do I really feel like they're, an LAFC or LA Galaxy when they did win the playoffs a few years ago? Based on where the team was last year and the fact that, 80% or so are still with the team, I would say maybe no. But sometimes in the system that you play, and if you can kind of score by committee, as Corey Ray said, rather than having a primary goal scorer, you can put enough points on the board to make it in there and make a real good case for yourself. So I think game one tomorrow will be a good indication of what he's trying to do on the field. And then hopefully in a month or two, you can look to see and say, really, can the players that City has right now really make whatever he wants to do outcome on the pitch, make that come to fruition and get those points game by game, and especially too on the road. City has these new kits with the Tina Turner gold kits. I will say they look pretty good in person. And they have been really challenged to win on the road. So if they can also pick up some road wins as well, they could make a case for themselves this year.
Not to brag, we know they look good because Amy, Matt, and I all have one. So
we do.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't gotten mine yet.
No big deal.
Hey, Jen, the playoffs start in November, correct? Like end of regular season is November. So rather famously in baseball, Mike Claiborne always says you don't know what your team is until Flag Day for the baseball season.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What would be the equivalent for MLS? How many games? What month is it when you really kind of know, okay, this is who we are?
You know, I would probably say, and now the MLS is going to go and change their schedule. But while the schedule is the way it is, I will say I would be looking at by the break. So the typical break that you're able to do, approaching that, maybe the transfer windows, I would say like March, April. I would say through May. By the end of May, I want to look, by Memorial Day, I want to look at this team and say, yeah, okay, we either have what we need to have, or no, we don't. We have to go get that because there's another transfer window coming up. And this is a team that can do it, or this is a team that can't do it. So, you know, we've seen teams before start really slow when it comes to gathering points and gathering momentum. Kansas City, hate to talk about the rivals that way, but they had a year in their second year where they were able to really start slow. They weren't doing so well, but they gained momentum at the right time and knocked City out. So even though you start really hot, doesn't mean you're going to end really hot. And of course, for City, I think it's also about managing injuries to make sure that the last 2 years of finding, you know, we had at one point in time a plethora. It seemed like we had 10 center backs, and all of a sudden we had no center backs because everybody was injured. So hopefully they can keep those, kind of stave off those injuries and keep the squad whole so that you are rotating guys in certain positions intentionally, rather than, okay, you have to step in here now because we have our primary defender, our primary midfielder who's not capable. Conrad Bollums are good to have, but even the versatile players like to have some consistency.
So, Jen, this season for City is going to be hopefully a better one than what we've seen in the last couple of years, but it is still the team, and maybe it's just because it's new, maybe it's because it's St. Louis, and there is a soccer culture that exists here, but fans have been really supportive of the club through the first 4 seasons. Why do you think that is? Is it because of the culture? Is it something else? Why do you believe so?
Yeah, I think it is a bit of all of that. I think, one, you can point to St. Louis culture in terms of a lot of us grew up playing, a lot of us grew up wanting and complaining about not having a professional team. The other side of it, too, is we have in our supporters section groups, I want to give a big shout out to STL Santos. They are typically not from the city of St. Louis. They are immigrants. Many of them have come over here. Some of the leaders, or one of them is from Colombia, and they are grown into passion for the game. Their love of the game started from basically birth, whether they played or not. So you have groups like that we have such international diversity in our country and also in our city, that we have people who love the game sheerly for loving the game. That's what they like to do. So I think it's a little bit of both. I think soccer, and it's also the international diversity, and the first love in the world is not American football, it's soccer.
That is true. That is true. And it's, okay. Well, I guess we should ask you this question. And this is something I think we've debated before and always gets argued. But the the United States men's soccer, right? I mean, it's struggling, and it's never been up there with the countries like Brazil, Argentina. I don't want to say never, but it's been a long time, right? And I've kept hearing that the critical mass of our most elite athletes are drawn to the other more popular sports here in the United States, like football, basketball, baseball. Now, for women, that's not the case. For women, soccer is the equivalent of the NFL. Like, it's such a big deal. But for the men, most of those athletes are going to other sports. Do you think if you took like a LeBron James or a Mike Trout,
here we go,
they had been soccer players, do you think we would have like a top tier team?
I think I'll say we could, and with a caveat. So I will add one variable to the equation. One of the variables to the equation is that United States soccer from the youth levels on up is a pay-to-play system. I can tell you that because I pay a lot for my kids to play, and it seems even more expensive in the days that I played. So there are a lot of cultures, a lot of countries that have soccer, their football, set up so people are playing. It doesn't cost as much money. They're playing locally. Then they move into club systems, and you're typically you're not paying a couple of house mortgages to try and make a season happen. So I think there is a little bit of that. There is definitely, for sure. If you've got, I think back when Aston Villa came to town last year, David Critchley, who was the interim head coach at the time, said, he shook the players' hands, and their hands them alone dwarfed his. Just having all the guys were our biggest guy. So yeah, I think there's a little bit to that, and a little bit to the U.S. still has to look at its pay-to-play system and how do you grow athletes? And by the way, how do you not miss really talented athletes whose families just can't afford to have them play competitive ball?
I think that's so critical, having friends with kids at those ages where they are doing the pay-to-play system and the travel, and the mom and dads are like, I can't travel every weekend. It's thousands of dollars. And some people, so many families and their kids love soccer.
It's the same with baseball,
they
though,
just say, I can't do it. I can't do it.
I think it is trickle. I hear, I've got volleyball parent friends. I've got baseball and softball parent friends. I feel like it's everywhere. And where you do is, I can tell you, one of my kids is heading to Kansas City to do a couple of games because he's in the MLS Next program. And there's a lot of regional travel, but yeah, whether you're putting miles on your car and gas, or you've got to get on a plane and fly and hotel. And I don't know how everybody else's kids eat, but my kids eat like they're kings and queens. So, just all that stuff, it's just so much money. And you get to the point where I'm thinking, gosh, when they're finally all done, I'm going to be able to do some amazing things with the money I finally have.
Jen, you should make them feed themselves. Go out and earn it.
I really should.
Well, I think it's a good call. So the City Soccer Showcase, do we have more of those going on, or was the one from this week the last one?
Yeah, I really hope so. Usually it takes a little bit of getting into the season for Odyssey and City to work on those. We typically had them over the past 3 years at Hot Shots. Hot Shots does a great job hosting those. So I'm really hoping we can have our 4 again this year, and we find out a little bit earlier when those might be so people can put them on their calendar and come and meet the players and have a good time.
And you'll be part of the broadcast on Y98 tomorrow. What time can we hear you specifically? Because I'm only tuning in for those moments. That's not true.
You can tune in. It's only 30 minutes before scheduled kickoff time. So it's a 1:30 kickoff. Actually, it's like 10 minutes later, but it's 1:30 kickoff scheduled. So it's a 1 o'clock pregame. You'll hear us on Y98 with myself, Joey Zanaboni, and Dale Silly.
Go get them, Jen.
Thanks, guys.
Jen C., St. Louis City SC broadcaster. You can hear the game on Y98. And as she said, 1 o'clock will be the pregame show. They will take on Charlotte, and Jen will be with us every Friday. We talk soccer here. And Dale Schilly, who had been with us on Fridays, is now going to join the Gas House Gang, I believe, on Wednesdays. So we'll talk to Dale weekly here in the 12 o'clock hour on Wednesdays as the season gets started. So looking forward to it tomorrow at Energizer Park. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX. Did you see this? Next.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. I've had the privilege of seeing miracles, broken families rebuilt, every crash, every workplace injury, every medical mistake. Fighting back can work. We've gone toe-to-toe with insurance giants, and we've won a lot. Over $30 billion recovered. Size matters. Reputation matters. Results matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Dave. Right now, buy 2 windows and get 2 free and 0% financing for 36 months, plus $500 off your project. Call 314-334-2522. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Is your furnace on its last legs? Don't wait for a cold night to find out. Jerry Kelly and KMOX are giving you the chance to win a brand new furnace this winter season. Just go online to KMOX.com/contest through March 1st and nominate someone who you think deserves a brand new furnace. Sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning. Win a brand new furnace. For more information and contest rules, just head to KMOX.com/contest.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You know, I once met a guy who said his retirement plan was winning the lottery. I said, buddy, that's not a strategy. That's a sitcom episode. I'm Gary Goldberg, and after 37 years in financial strategies, I can promise you this. Real planning works a whole lot better than lucky numbers. At Financial and Tax Strategies, I'll help you retire younger, richer, and with less anxiety. Tune in to Wealth and Wisdom with Gary Goldberg every Saturday morning at 7 here on KMOX.
In St. Louis, the weather can change in an instant. One day, you're under a thunderstorm warning. The next,
oh boy, it's snowing.
Stay prepared for whatever Mother Nature throws your way. When weather threatens, the KMOX Storm Center has expert forecasts and live reports here to keep you safe and informed. Don't get caught off guard. Know your weather. Sponsored by
Saliga Heating and Cooling.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX and the free Odyssey app. Now, did you see this? With Chris and Amy.
Well, Ranj.
Yes.
You know how hockey players stink, right?
Well, I've heard. I've never been.
I should say their equipment. The hockey player, the hockey
They call it the
equipment.
dressing room, right? Or is it locker room?
Locker room.
Because in baseball, it's a clubhouse.
Yeah.
Football, locker room.
At any rate.
But I know they keep the clothes, like their street clothes, in a separate room from the hockey equipment.
Oh my gosh. I have to, when I go in and cover, right, the locker room, sometimes it smells so bad. I have to change, I have to wash my clothes. And when I played hockey, your gloves, any parent who's got a kid who plays hockey knows this.
Mhm.
When you take your gloves off, the glove smell will last for 2 days, even no matter how much you wash your hands.
Okay.
Anyway, it's not the players. So Canada's Oshawa Generals of the Ontario Hockey League had to send an apology after they sent an email to season ticket holders encouraging them to take a pregame shower or bath. The hockey team said that they had gotten complaints about the fans smelling like cat pee or having bad breath.
Oh.
But the fans were really mad about the letter saying that they stink, that it was condescending, that they suggest that they shower. So the team retracted the request. How bad do you have to smell that the fans are getting complaints at a hockey game?
I don't know, but I remember when I was growing up, we had a kid in class.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Ranch.
And they had to talk to the mom and dad.
Oh, that's so sad.
It was very sad.
Do you remember the smell?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So that's like this?
Yeah, but it's all the fans.
It's the fans.
Do you know how bad you have to smell?
My buddy is a very big wrestling fan. It's weird because he's super smart. I don't get it. Not that if you're a wrestling fan, you're an idiot, but WWE. And so he went to whatever, I don't know if it was a WrestleMania, whatever it was, in Indianapolis last year. And because he loves it. He thinks it's the most entertaining thing ever. And he said it was the worst smelling crowd he'd ever been in.
Oh, no. This is not very nice.
I know.
But there is a Family Guy scene where is it Stewie, the boy, is at a Kid Rock concert.
Yes.
And someone has a heart attack right next to him.
Oh.
And the lady goes, oh my gosh, he's having a heart attack. Is anyone here a doctor? And Stewie goes, there's no blinking way anyone here is a doctor.
It's so funny. No blinking way anyone here's a doctor. Sorry, Kid Rock people.
Sorry, Kid Rock.
Hey, Amy, I saw this in the U.S. Sun.
Oh,
you know
is that a tabloid?
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's a new security setup that is being used at White Castle, and it's artificial intelligence, and they are trying to find a way to improve exterior perimeter security, mainly people who are loitering and open air drug use and people pestering customers. And apparently, I cannot find where it is, but the pilot program was being done here in St. Louis. Yet there was a particular St. Louis White Castle location that was one of the bigger problems. But it does not say which location. So maybe they want to. Before the show is over today, we'll be giving away our final pair of tickets to see Santana and the Doobie Brothers June 20th at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. thanks to Live Nation. You got to be listening for your chance to win on 104.1 FM KMOX. When we come back, Brendan Moore, the Illinois government and political reporter for Capital News Illinois, will join us. You may have heard about the Bears leaving Illinois potentially for Indiana. It does have implications for the entire state of Illinois. We'll talk to Brendan about that when we come back on KMOX.
Hey there, it's Kevin Wheeler, and I'm joined by my friend and St. Louis real estate expert, Gloria Liu, your home sold guaranteed realty. And Gloria, everyone knows you for your guaranteed sold program, but you also help your sellers get multiple cash offers, right?
That's right. Some sellers are looking for speed, certainty, and to avoid repairs and open houses. I just helped a family in December to sell their parents' estate. They chose me because I offered 4 cash offers at our first meeting, which gave them options picking the best cash offer, whether it's multiple cash offers or my guaranteed sold program. My sellers are always in control to sell fast and for the most money. It's my guarantees and my buyers in waiting program that set me apart from other realtors.
If you're ready to make your move without the hassles, guaranteed, then call Gloria Liu right now at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Paid spokesman.
In stock, on the lot, and ready to move. At Seidenstricker Nobe Partners, we have hot deals on select 1 through 4 Series John Deere compact tractors. Get 0% financing for 72 months, plus limited time savings on select compact tractors. Built for hauling, digging, grading, mowing, and anything in between. These deals are hot and they won't last long. Visit SNPartners.com. Seidenstricker Nobe, your partner for the land.
Offer valid through 2/28/2026. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Looking for your dream home in Wentzville? Welcome to Sutton Farms by Lombardo Homes, where community and comfort come together. Enjoy resort-style living with a private clubhouse, indoor courts, a splash pad, sand volleyball, walking trails, and even a dog park. Design your own custom home in our Parkside, Nature, or Tradition series, all within the top-rated Wentzville School District. Discover the perfect blend of small-town charm and modern convenience at Sutton Farms, located off Piney Road in Wentzville. Visit LombardoHomes.com to learn more.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It is 11 o'clock. We've got sunshine. It's a windy morning, 38 degrees downtown. I'm Debbie Monterey. The Supreme Court strikes down President Trump's global tariffs, handing the president a significant loss on an important aspect of his economic agenda. The ruling was 6-3, with Chief Justice John Roberts and Trump-appointed Justices Neil Gorsuch and Amy Coney Barrett joining the 3 liberal justices. CBS's Maya Blackstone says analysts expect that in response to the ruling, prices for highly perishable items like fruits and vegetables from Mexico or Canada could be the first to drop, but it might not be quickly.
Many businesses have been eating part of the tariff cost to keep customers. So if the tariffs vanish, these companies might keep prices at current levels for a few months to recoup the profit margins they lost over the past year. Or if businesses realize they can price items at a rate that customers will still continue to buy, they don't have that incentive to lower the cost.
Congress has the constitutional authority to levy taxes, but President Trump has argued that the International Emergency Economic Powers Act gave him authority to impose them at will without congressional approval. KMOX's Hancock and Kelly have some thoughts on the ruling. Here's Republican strategist John Hancock.
There was some concern because
there's a 6-3 conservative majority on the court, that they would side with the president, just to side with the president. So to see the court acting independently here is encouraging to me.
Democrat Michael Kelly wonders why the president doesn't just get Congress to enact his tariffs.
He's not going to have that opportunity in November, but he controls Congress right now. Why does he have to continue to try to make his own law?
Hancock countered with he thinks there wouldn't be 60 votes in the Senate to pass his tariffs. New research shows mid-sized U.S. companies have paid far more in Trump's tariffs, and the costs land at home. The J.P. Morgan Chase Institute study says tariff payments for these companies tripled over the past year, forcing businesses to raise prices, cut hiring, or accept lower profits. The study adds to other work, including the New York Fed research that says U.S. firms and consumers bear the most for tariff costs. The White House denies that claim. From the KMOX business desk, legislation advancing in Jefferson City to allow autonomous cars and taxis on Missouri roadways. A big supporter of driverless vehicles is Jared Bright with MAD.
Autonomous vehicles, in our opinion, hold an exciting promise of preventing deaths and injuries caused by those behavioral factors, including impaired driving.
Bright says 26 other states have already paved the way for autonomous rides like Waymo. The results of the USA Today 10 Best Awards are in, and for the fifth year in a row, the St. Louis Science Center has a strong finish, placing in the top 5 in 3 categories of the Reader's Choice Awards. The Science Center was voted 5th best science museum, 4th best free museum, and 2nd best planetarium.
Plenty of sunshine this afternoon with a chilly, gusty wind, high 45. Clear this evening, but some clouds will move in later tonight, though 28. Intervals of clouds and sun tomorrow, breezy and quite chilly, the high 44. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
It's sunny, windy, and 38 degrees now. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
The Chris and Amy Show is video streaming now on KMOX's YouTube, X, and Facebook pages. Click and subscribe.
The state of Missouri just went through this several weeks ago with the Kansas City Chiefs, who are going to leave for Kansas. I suppose there's a possibility of something down the road happening to prevent it. And for the next several seasons, the Chiefs will remain in Kansas City, Missouri, before moving across the border. Well, a similar story is playing out with Illinois and Indiana. The Bears in Chicago are looking to build a new stadium. They own some land in the Chicago suburbs, but the state of Indiana came in and said, hey, we're going to give you a bunch of money if you move here. And yesterday, a step in that direction was taken while the legislature in Illinois has been trying to work with the team to keep them here in the state of Illinois. It looks like they might be leaving. So there are implications for everybody in Illinois, including downstate, and financial tax implications and so on and so forth if they stay in Illinois or move over into Indiana. To talk about that with us, Brendan Moore is the Illinois government and political reporter for Capital News Illinois. And Brendan joins us now on KMOX. We appreciate your time, Brendan. How are you?
I'm well, Chris. Always a pleasure.
So there's a lot happening here. I know JB Pritzker was just here in, right across the river in Collinsville, and was talking a little bit about what's going on and the effort to keep the Bears in the state of Illinois. And they thought they were close to making some progress, and then Indiana comes in at the last moment. So where does it stand right now?
Yeah, so yesterday the Indiana legislature advanced a bill that would basically create a framework to allow for the Bears to move into a publicly funded stadium across the state line in Hammond. At the same time, a bill did not move forward in the Illinois House that would basically grant the Bears property tax relief at their site in Arlington Heights that they've been seeking for 3 years. But that bill didn't advance because the Bears and the state have been negotiating, and the Bears asked them to hold off as they continue those negotiations. So to be frank, the state of Illinois, Governor Pritzker and folks that have been involved in negotiations felt kind of blindsided by what happened yesterday. Not necessarily that Indiana passed their bill, that was expected, or advanced their bill. It still has to have a full House vote there, but that the Bears were so warmly embracing Indiana and not really mentioning the progress that's been made in Illinois. You know, it has been 3 years since they purchased the land in Arlington Heights. You know, and it has kind of this property tax legislation has languished for a few years, but there has been a lot of progress made over the past several weeks. So the Bears statement was it was interesting timing because a lot of people were pretty optimistic about something being done here in Illinois, and I think a lot of people still are. But you know, yesterday kind of threw a little wrench into things.
And just for people who might not be familiar with the geography, when you're looking at where Soldier Field is now compared to Arlington Heights, compared to Hammond, Indiana, is it a similar distance away?
Believe it or not, the Hammond site is actually closer to Soldier Field than the Arlington Heights.
It's like right on the border. Like it's the site, I think, overlaps the border, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, like if you've ever been in Northwest Indiana on the toll road, I mean, you can literally you're parallel to Chicago. Like you can see Chicago from this site that they're talking about at Wolf Lake. I think the question is, you know, is Northwest Indiana kind of the center of your fan base, of where your season ticket holders are? And I think a lot of people would say Arlington Heights is probably a little more central. But yeah, I mean, Northwest Indiana, Hammond is part of the Chicago metropolitan region. So they wouldn't be leaving the Chicago area. And I think a lot of people need to remember that as we talk.
It's a lot like the Kansas thing here with the Chiefs.
With the Chiefs, they're leaving the state, not the city, as weird as it sounds. The Bears, they would still be the Chicago Bears leaving the state, not the city, for, practical purposes.
Yeah, they're not going to be renamed the Indiana Bears.
So the only thing that people really care about here, people who live in Illinois, is, all right, what am I on the hook for? Because it is naive to think that a team trying to build a new stadium is not going to get any public money whatsoever. There's going to have to be something, a tax break or something that comes their way, a stadium of that size. The Bears, my understanding is, will be getting about $850 million from the state in the deal that was proposed. In Indiana, something close to $2 billion, while over in Kansas with the Chiefs, that was between $3 and $4 billion. So I don't know if those numbers are completely accurate, but it's close, right? The state of Illinois, if they stay under the deal that is being worked on with Pritzker and the Illinois legislature, would cost about $850 million?
Yeah, well, the major distinction here is that Indiana is proposing spending money on actual stadium construction. That's been a big red line in Illinois, that the Illinois legislature, Governor Pritzker, said they will not put money into building the brick and mortar stadium. And the Bears have said as much, that in Arlington Heights that they would build the stadium themselves. The big question in Illinois is, can they get money for infrastructure, and can they get money for, and can they have a property tax break? They call it property tax certainty, but basically this legislation would allow for them to negotiate, would freeze their property tax rate and allow them to negotiate a payment in lieu of taxes with all the local taxing bodies. So on infrastructure, that's always been on the table. That's your roads, on 53, you add a ramp or add a lane, do some water and sewer work. That stuff all benefits the public. And so the state's been open to that. And that number has varied. $850 million is the one that's been out there, but it might be a little bit different when it's all said and done. And the property tax legislation, I think, the state's a little more open to it because property taxes go to local governments, so it wouldn't directly cost the state tax revenue. A big question, though, about getting that done is, Chicago. That's the big elephant in the room, because this legislation would make it easier for the Bears to leave the city of Chicago, leave Soldier Field, which still, their taxpayers still owe $500 million on the renovations. So a lot of Chicago legislators want there to be something in it for the city if they vote to pass this pilot legislation that would allow for the Bears to go to Arlington Heights.
I think that's a thing that we don't always think about. If a team is not in our immediate city or vicinity, we might still be paying for it one way or another. So if you live in Granite City or Collinsville or Alton or, just right across the river here, you're still kind of paying in some respects for the Bears' new field that they have now. Well, it's not new. It's 25 years old, the renovations they've done to Soldier Field. People are still paying for that all over the state, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have to look at the details, but so the bonds are backed by the hotel tax in Chicago. But if the hotel tax does not cover the bond payments, then that goes to the taxpayers, certainly Chicago taxpayers, but I believe there is a payment in there for state of Illinois taxpayers. For a lot of years, the hotel tax did cover it, but then when, COVID came around, obviously people weren't staying in hotels. And so then taxpayers got on the hook. And it's worth noting too, that the reason the debt is so high is because they backloaded the payments and a lot of interest accrued because they were focused on paying down the White Sox ballpark first, because the White Sox, as you know, Chris, have a publicly owned ballpark.
They got a great deal. The team has a fantastic deal with that stadium.
It is a great deal. So they focused on paying those bonds down first, and now they're paying down the Soldier Field bonds. But again, $500 million still owed on that. And so if the Bears leave, I think a lot of Chicago legislators, don't want to have their taxpayers being left holding the bag.
Yeah, I just want to make that clear. The deal the White Sox have with their stadium is good for them. It is not good for the state. The state is, it's pretty incredible what they've gotten there, and they act like, they don't have a very good deal, and they want a new stadium and whatever.
I feel like, and I could be wrong, so please correct me here. Sometimes it feels like the owners of these teams are just like, I'm going to get a better deal and tell the state where we've been, you guys better appreciate us more. Otherwise, we're going to move.
It's not kind of like that.
Appreciate us.
It's exactly like that. That is exactly what they are doing.
That's what happens with the Chiefs. Like, they literally used the word appreciate. Well, maybe they'll appreciate us more in Kansas. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Yeah, a couple of things are true here. So one, these deals are always bad for taxpayers. I mean, almost every study shows that stadium subsidies never provide a net benefit for taxpayers, and especially football stadiums where you only have 8 or 9 home games a year. Yeah, maybe you have a Super Bowl, maybe you have a Final Four, but that stadium sits empty most of the time. But at the same time, the reason they do this is because it works. I mean, just look at Kansas, look at what they did in Washington, New York gave, I believe, $750 million for the Bills. Tennessee got over $1 billion. So, the Bears, I mean, they're going by the NFL's playbook. I mean, there's a certain manual here where you try to get as much public money as you can. And how do you do it? Well, you try to get some leverage. And I mean, you guys seen that in Missouri, and we're seeing it now in Illinois, where for years, apparently the Bears, George McCaskey, the chairman of the board, did not want to play the Indiana card, but they did, and now we're at where we're at, and I think the next couple of weeks are going to be very crucial, depending on what happens here in Illinois and what happens in Indiana, where the Bears are going to be playing, in 5 or 10 years.
It's amazing when it comes to an NFL team. There's always some place that caves. Some state, like Kansas did it, like, oh, we'll give you all this money. And Indiana's like, oh yeah, all this money. And then you don't have to pay property taxes. It's somebody. The Illinois can play hardball with the Bears, but there's always some idiot state that's willing to bend over backwards for them.
So quick question on that, though, because obviously I'm speaking out of both sides of my mouth, because I would do anything to have an NFL team again in our city. This is primarily, when you're screwing over the fans, is when your city already has a team and your city gets to keep the team, but they're losing the stadium to a different state. Versus a lot of people would take the hit if it meant their city, like St. Louis, could get an NFL team again, right?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, again, this is not a case where, the Bears are moving to St. Louis. I mean, the Bears are staying in the Chicago region, and really you're just, shifting where they play. And I think about it, the Super Bowl a couple weeks ago was in Santa Clara at the 49ers stadium.
It's like 45 minutes away.
Right. So it's not in San Francisco, but at the same time, all the hotels were in San Francisco that everybody stayed at. All the league events were in San Francisco. And I suspect the same will be true of Chicago, that, everyone's going to stay in Chicago. And, when they show the opening shot on the broadcast, it's probably still going to be the skyline. So that's not going to change. And and that's kind of the, I think, I won't say the absurdity of it, but the fact that, the Bears aren't leaving. Like, Bears, even if they're in Indiana, that's not really leaving. It's, and so for Illinois to, try to, for Illinois to give subsidies, it's not like they're attracting a team. It's not like, you're trying to get another franchise and, you need to sweeten the pot a little bit. Like, if you were a St. Louis or you were, another city that, desperately wants an NFL team.
Brendan, one last thing here, because something fascinating has happened in the last 24 hours following it along, is that a lot of Bears fans who were once very critical of the team, talking about how they're inept, they don't know what they're doing, they are, which I still think is probably very true. I think the organization, the front office, ownership, I don't know, they don't know what the hell they're doing, and they haven't for many, many years. They are incompetent. But it's turned where you have a lot of people that are taking political sides, and now they're saying J.B. Pritzker has screwed this up. The state of Illinois has screwed this up. Of course, it's coming from people who hate Illinois politics and probably don't vote Democrat. So how does this affect J.B. Pritzker moving forward politically if they end up going to Indiana?
I mean, to be frank, I don't think any governor wants to be the governor that loses the Chicago Bears to a neighboring state. It'll certainly be a black eye from a perception point of view, but at the same time, I mean, there are ways to play it. He's taking kind of a populist bend this year, focusing on affordability and on working class issues. And, he could say, well, I wasn't going to give a handout to a bunch of billionaires that don't need it. And again, from the economic perspective, Illinois maybe will lose a little bit of tax revenue from some of the games that would be played in Northwest Indiana. But overall, I mean, it would not, I don't think it would be as big of an issue for him. I mean, there's been some polling done on this, and maybe it's different with some of the attention that's been on it the past few weeks. But when it was polled, I believe it was a month ago, the majority of Illinoisans that were polled said they do not support subsidies for sports teams. So I think, despite some of the chatter on social media, especially kind of in that Bears space, there's a lot of self-proclaimed insiders on Bears Twitter that think they know everything that's going on. I
think I know some of them.
I think we both do. But, the state's an easy boogeyman.
Yeah.
It's very easy to rail against the state, to rail against the governor. And I'm not saying that they're blameless in, this taking as long as it has. But, the Bears, let me just put it this way. The Bears did themselves no favors in this process over the past few years. And we've seen that again this week when, they were close to a deal and they made a move that, I think, makes it a little bit harder. Again, I think there's still room for a deal to be had, but the Bears are not playing three-dimensional chess here. Let's just get that straight.
Brendan Moore, we appreciate your reporting. Thank you for being with us again today.
Always a pleasure.
Brendan Moore, Capital News, Illinois. And yesterday there was supposed to be some sort of hearing involving the Bears in the state of Illinois, and the team president for the Bears didn't show up. And they tried to blame Illinois for canceling the meeting. Well, no, they canceled it because he didn't show. What are you talking about? Anyway, Bears are. I love the team, but those people running it are idiots. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
St. Louis has a voice.
KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
That voice has shared our stories from headline to history.
Swing and a home run the left. The first Major League home run for Albert Pujols.
Among those voices, Dan Deerdorf.
Good football town with a lot of good football fans, and they deserve better than to have both of our teams lead.
Working at KMOX is an honor and a responsibility to represent this community. It's one we take seriously. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis. For 100 years, KMOX has been a part of St. Louis. Now, those moments live on, preserved, remastered, and ready to be heard again. Discover KMOX from the Archives, a podcast featuring classic audio from a century of service.
Sponsored by Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, the genuine, the original.
The KMOX from the Archives podcast, available now at KMOX100.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
In 1991, John and Cindy Morelli started Morelli Tuck Pointing. As of today, they've won just about every award possible for the tuck pointing business. The BBB Torch Award, the Next Door Neighborhood Fave Award, and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. For homeowners, this is a great time to get a free inspection of your basement, your brick or stone fireplace, your garage interior, your porch, and maybe even your walkway. Indoor tuck pointing can be started now. Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. My wife Beth and I have used Morelli Tuck Pointing to work on 2 of our homes now over the last 25 years. We have found the Morelli bids to be fair, their crews are very polite, and they clean up after themselves. But most importantly, their work is beautiful. Family owned and operated since 1991. 314-645-1387, MorelliTuckPointing.com.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at LanceDruryLaw.com.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Vira Capital Management for your retirement highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisors. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
Turning 50 doesn't mean slowing down. It means getting smarter about your health. That's why we created NeoVitan Men's 50 Plus Multivitamin. It's doctor formulated to support your energy, immune health, and overall vitality. Plus, it's made in the U.S. using the finest domestic and international ingredients. Take control of your health with supplements you can trust. Look for NeoVitan Men's 50 Plus at your local Schnucks, Dierbergs, or online at neovitan.com. NeoVitan, made for men who keep moving forward.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
I'm walking here. Up yours, you son of a punk. Be that way. Get out of here.
I love it. I've said this before. Yes, that I would do Rosetta Stone for the Boston accent because, as my friend said, it's arrogant. And it is. But, man, there's something about New Englanders I love. And I'm the doofus. The last time I went to Manhattan, no, I guess it was the first time I went to Manhattan, sorry. I was walking up and down the streets like Buddy the Elf, making eye contact and saying hi to everybody and smiling. I shouldn't do that. That's a dead giveaway that you're a Midwest tourist. But there's something about the New York accent, which is why I love St. Louis Police Chief Robert Tracy. I feel like crime went down just a little bit when he talked. Means business. I have horrible news.
What's that?
The New York accent, that thick New York accent where people think of like Goodfellas, it's disappearing. Researchers are finding that fewer native New Yorkers are sounding like Tony from Who's the Boss. That's according to the story. It says it doesn't mean that you won't hear someone speaking in a New York accent, but that it's fading. It's not that it's just disappearing all at once, but even if you had a New York accent or your kids are growing up, they're just not picking it up in the same way. The same thing is going on with the Southern drawl and Louisiana Creole accents. Our accents are fading away until we all just kind of sound like each other.
So
makes me so sad.
I don't mind losing. The Southern accent doesn't do much for me. Love the Creole accent.
What about?
And I love the New York accent too.
What about? Not Yosemite Sam. Is it Yosemite Sam? No, not Yosemite
That's
Sam.
Southern.
The other guy. There's another guy. What would Looney Tunes do?
Foghorn Leghorn.
Well, that's right. What would he do without the accent?
Well, it was a different time, Amy. It's a different time.
I agree. I don't care for Southern accents, which is weird because I think a lot of people love them. A lot of people talk about like, oh, it's so romantic. No, you know what I think is romantic?
Wait, which one is romantic?
The Southern accent.
Who says that?
I have so many people say that.
What?
They think it's charming, like a lady with a Southern accent or a gentleman with a Southern drawl. I like the Bostonian.
Yeah, I like that one too. I like the Northeast accents. Big fan of those.
But at any rate.
And I like the Northern accent. So
I like
you
that
get Northern Illinois, Wisconsin.
Love Wisconsin.
Minnesota.
Should I do my Wisconsin, North Dakota?
I mean, if you would like to.
This is why I love accents.
But come up with something different.
I can't.
That's the only, you can only use that one sentence.
This one, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
To be fair, it was the one I heard.
Okay.
It was the Green Bay Packers were in town on the same day of the St. Louis Marathon, the Go St. Louis Marathon at the time. And so these Packers fans, they had cheese heads on, were walking out of a hotel, and I was standing on the road outside that hotel to meet my friend along the course. And this lady goes, "Oh, it's a great day for a marathon. See the runners with their bags, Joe?
Yeah,
they've all got
bags.
their bags."
Yeah, they're bags.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And we're going to lose that.
I don't want to lose that. I like that one. Amy Marks Course, Chris Ranji. Hey, is it a good idea to propose to your girlfriend at the Olympics?
I would have said no.
Well, since some of us here may be in position to propose at the Olympics, should you do it? Should you do it in public? Let's talk about that when we come back on KMOX.
Hey guys, it's Dave from The Glover Show, trying to explain The Glover Show. So when I was a younger man, I used to go to happy hour almost every night, and I loved it. And I've always thought of my show as being like happy hour. It's always interesting. It's often silly, but not always. There are real things to talk about. I am amongst friends, politics, and personal things. So that's what it is, really. It's happy hour for thousands of us every day between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. And I hope you'll tune in and join the happy hour.
Hey, Cardinal Cowboy here. Who would have thought a car crash would have led to charities, TV shows, and cheering with the best fans in the world? I'm thankful for every day. And so are my friends at Renner Garage Door. They've been turning garage doors from zero to hero since 1966. With help from trusted brands like Delden, Amar, and LiftMaster, honest family-style service you can count on. So giddy up and get your free repair or replacement quote today. Giddy up!
RENNER, RENNER.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
Currently 39 degrees, breezy and sunny, cooler today, a high of 45. Tonight, increasing cloudiness, a low of 28.
The prices alone are worth the trip at the 2026 Home Expo. One lucky attendee will win a red light therapy sauna from Aloha Pools and Spa, and many other prizes given away hourly. Hosted by the Home Builders and Remodelers Association, the expo features 175 plus booths, free admission, and free parking. Thanks to sponsors like Aloha Pools, Lacey Lumber, McCullough's Flooring, and Turf Shed. February 27th through March 1st at the Belle Claire Fairgrounds. Details at hbrmea.org.
Zach Bryan with Heaven on Tour.
Poison myself
Something in the orange tells me you'll never
Saturday,
come
March
along.
7th, the Dome at America's Center.
Wish I didn't, but I do. Remember every moment on the night.
With special guests, Camp and J.R. Carroll. Tickets are on sale now at ZachBryan.com.
I think I heard you coming.
Don't miss Zach Bryan live.
Every spring brings promises, and every spring delivers surprises. This year, the Cardinals are writing a new story, and there'll be plenty of surprises. Mac Pauley is in Jupiter with inside access to Camp Cardinals.
Presented by St. Louis Composting. Composting, growing gardens and making memories. And Happy Roof. We always create happy endings.
From breakout performances to roster revelations, get reports throughout the day on the voice of the Cardinals. KMOX.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new brick you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-499-6623. 800-499-6623. 800-499-6623.
Race car drivers like NASCAR champion Jesse Love are a lot like commercial drivers. Pros, but even the best watch the tape to see what they missed and get better next time. The Samsara driving coach does the same for your fleet, giving drivers real-time feedback to build safer habits. Samsara's AI uses billions of miles of real driving data to help fleets prevent accidents and protect drivers.
If it makes me a better driver, it'll make your fleet unstoppable.
Because even champions need a coach. Learn more at Samsara.com.
Saturday afternoon, City SC opens up the 2026 MLS season against Charlotte FC. Pre-game at 1, kick at 1:30, and you can catch all the action live on Y98, St. Louis.
As Canada gets fresh skaters on the ice. The outlet pass for Keller, a defenseman. Nice move, cuts to the net, score! Megan Keller, the overtime hero, United States. It's Golden Ballon.
Megan Keller with the golden goal yesterday to cement the championship, the victory, the gold medal for Team USA as the women played Canada. And man, they won in overtime. Unbelievable. Hillary Knight, the captain of Team USA, scored the game tying goal with about 2 minutes left in the game, which was unbelievable. Canada was up 1-0, and Hillary Knight tied it. And here's the thing, though. It's not just what happens on the ice, but what happens off the ice. So Hillary Knight, the day before, had proposed to her girlfriend. And her girlfriend is also competing in the Olympics, which is amazing. She's a speed skater. So let me back up a little bit before that. Breezy Johnson, the downhill skier, won a gold medal. Her boyfriend proposed to her like at the base of the mountain. I don't know if it was immediately after her win or, they were just at the base of the mountain with, the crowds all around, and he proposed to her and like, oh my gosh, you won a gold medal and you got engaged. Now, this is also an issue in running where you see stories where a marathoner crosses the finish line and the boyfriend proposes. I think this has also happened with people who have qualified for the Olympic trials or have won a marathon. And the overwhelming consensus is, let the woman have her moment. And I kind of felt that way. But here's what makes the Hillary Knight proposal even more jaw-dropping. She proposed before their gold medal game. They still had to go out and win, and her girlfriend still had to skate for the gold medal in speed skating.
Okay. So
I'm struggling here.
So I am I'm very anti Breezy Johnson's proposal.
Because that was her moment.
Yes. And you're the boy. What does he do? What are you, some scrub? Is he a bartender or something?
You're the boy. What do you do?
You don't get to wait until she comes down the hill and then run up to her and say, "Hey, will you marry?" No,
I'm making it about me.
No, you doofus.
Yeah.
You
Same
wait,
with the marathon.
Wait until all of that is over. Wait till she gets her medal. And then if you want to, while you're still in Italy, find a nice spot and say, "Hey, this has been a really great moment for you. I'm going to make it even better." But unless she's going to say no. But I think it's...
Ranj carries the engagement ring in his elbow.
At all times. I always have my engagement ring with me.
Yeah.
So that's a little bad taste. Now, I can almost buy Hillary Knight's because it was her event coming up.
But that's what I thought.
But it was also the other lady's event.
That's right. That's what I thought. I thought, okay, maybe it's different because it's Hillary Knight's. And then I looked it up and
you can do whatever you want before your game.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly right. And
If you're on the pedestal and you're receiving your medal and you want to come down off of that and go immediately to your significant other and then do a proposal, fine.
Like if Sidney Crosby proposed before Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals to his girlfriend, I think, well, see, and now suddenly I've got an issue. That guy should be focused on the game.
I agree.
Don't propose. And so, anyway, I feel like, aside from the fact that I don't like super public proposals anyway, I don't like those, period.
We have already decided as a society, right? Like the entire country agrees.
That it's weird, gross.
That we're not doing video screen in the stadium proposals anymore. We're done with that, right? We have decided this, yes?
So,
okay.
And here, a texter. Okay, wait. I'm all over the place with this. There were some people saying, well, this is why the U.S. barely won because Hillary Knight was distracted. And I think at the end of the day, we don't know the situations. We have a texter that says Breezy Johnson very much hinted she wanted to be proposed at the Olympics. It's well documented in interviews. So I guess to each their own.
No.
But
she's still sorry. You still don't get to.
I told Matt, isn't it? Let's say you also like it. Let's say you are for it. The big proposals the same day you win a gold medal. Isn't that like having your birthday on Christmas?
Yeah. If I want the best days of my life to be separate. I don't want I don't want to propose to my significant other, win a marathon, and then win $1 million, and then find a lost puppy, like all in the same day. I want there to be as many great days as possible. I want them spread out.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
So
you do not want your birthday and Christmas on the same day.
So a lot of people bringing how Breezy had said she dreamed of being proposed to at the Olympics. Okay, then take Breezy out of it. Every other person.
No, she still doesn't get it. Sorry. I'm sorry. You do not get to be proposed to at the Olympics because now you've put your boyfriend in a bad position. He's like, I got to go get out there in front of everybody.
Well, and now
maybe he wants to be behind the scenes.
Well,
now he's judged.
Now he's judged because
You
look at us.
put him in a really bad spot. No, Breezy. Sorry. Wait till later.
And like I said,
And do it privately.
I love Hillary Knight, like the ultimate Captain America, right? Team Canada, actually Team USA. You know what Sidney Crosby is to Team Canada? That's what Hillary Knight is to Team USA. She's Captain America. But maybe it just shows I'm an inferior person.
No, it doesn't.
That I could not focus on engagement and a gold medal game. Maybe it gives her extra energy for the gold medal game.
Nah.
But
Denied.
She did say, Hillary Knight in the interview after the game did say she was naive about it. She goes, I don't know what I was thinking because I proposed and then I posted it on social media. She did it. Then she turned her phone off.
Mm-mm.
And then she said she got to the rink and all of her teammates were like, what in the world? They didn't know. But that's a distraction before the gold medal game.
Then you turn your phone off. You don't get to. That's like throwing a grenade and walking out of the room.
I know.
You don't get to do that.
Well, she had to focus.
No. That he should take that ring back.
Rescinded.
No more ring.
Unengaged.
No more engagement either.
What?
Wait, Breezy's or Hillary's?
Both.
Okay.
All of them. None of them should be engaged anymore.
Well, that's so. I don't know.
It's over.
Maybe it's just personal preference, but I just feel like it would be like having your birthday and Christmas on the same day.
Don't you think it'd be kind of fun if you were the unilateral, like you were the engagement decider? where
mean?
every person you know has to run it by you first. Your friend's like, hey, I want to get married to this lady, and
Do
they
you
have to
know what I
ask you if
hate
it's okay
doing?
first.
I hate making decisions. I'm
No,
so
I would love to-
tired of making decisions.
I would love to be able to.
I'm tired of opinions.
In
Your
my,
life's so tough.
yeah, in my lifetime, I have a number of proposals and engagements that I would like to have a say in.
Really?
Yeah, there are some that never should have happened, and some I've already been proven correct.
Yeah. Okay. Wait.
So-
let me ask you this: would you have rescinded a proposal for any of the weddings that you've officiated?
No. Oh, no. Those couples are great.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
3 of them didn't make it to the altar.
I didn't do those yet.
Well, that you've been asked to officiate.
Well, I mean, that does see, like, I can't take that back. But the 2 I did do, one of them was a repeat guy, and
A
he's
repeat offender.
with the right lady, and the other couple, they're perfect for each other. So yeah,
Okay.
those are okay. But I would like to. I think all of my friends should have to run it by me first. Hey, can I ask her to marry me? And I say, no, you can't. I'm sorry. No, you find somebody else.
I'm trying to figure out, like, there's so many different angles of this, and partly because everybody has an opinion on everybody else's business. However, if you post the proposal on social media, you are kind of showing everybody your business, right?
That's right. Show us your business.
That's
Amy Marks Kors, Chris Ranji. Guess what we have? We told you to wait.
Oh my gosh.
We told you to wait. We told you that we were going to do this. And now we are going to give away our final pair of tickets to see Santana and the Doobie Brothers together at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, June 20th, thanks to Live Nation. Let's go ahead and give away those ducats now. We need caller number 7 to the contest line at 314-955-1120. 955-1120. It's a 314 area code. Go ahead and call in. Best of luck to you, caller number 7. Chris and Amy show continues out of context when we come back.
If snow and cold has you thinking spring, why don't you do something constructive and call Chesterfield Fence and Deck? Let this be the year that you have that beautiful outdoor space that you've always wanted. Whether you're talking about a new deck, a patio, a pergola, they do all of it. And of course, fences as well, sunrooms, screen rooms. You can visit their beautiful showroom in the Chesterfield Valley. Chesterfield Fence and Deck is the sign you have the very best since 1968. All of their products are guaranteed by a 5-year labor warranty, comprehensive material warranties provided. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Now, if you're looking for the rock bottom cheapest price, Chesterfield Fence and Deck is not it. What they are is the company that guarantees their work and has been doing great work for 57 years. Quality work that will last for a long, long time. So you can enjoy your outdoor space for years to come. If you mention me, Debbie Monterey, they'll offer you 48 months interest-free financing. ChesterfieldFence.com.
I'm John Morgan. There are many reasons to hire Morgan & Morgan for your injury case. Reason number 3. First, all lawyers are not the same. If my family had an injury case and I couldn't hire us, there are only about 3 to 4% of the lawyers out there that I would hire. And here's why. Most of them rarely, if ever, go to trial. They just take the last best offer. Hell, you can do that yourself. Do this. If you're looking for a lawyer, Google Morgan & Morgan results and see what comes up. It may shock you. Then Google the firm you're thinking of hiring and do the same. That may shock you as well. We became the largest injury firm in the world for a reason. We won a lot. $30 billion and counting. Morgan & Morgan, or thepeople.com. Who would I hire? I'd hire us.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Let's be honest. The hearing aid industry is broken. Overpriced clinics, pushy appointments, bills of $5,000 or more. That's the trap they hope you fall into. Don't let it happen. Audien Hearing is the escape. Their FDA-registered hearing aids cost just a fraction of the big brands, starting at only $98. Instead of paying as much as $5,000 plus all the doctor appointments and wasted time, you get what you need need with no prescriptions, no office visits, no time wasted, and no crazy price tag. Call 800-700-HERE. That's HEAR. Audion's cutting-edge devices are rechargeable, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. Try them risk-free for 45 days with lifetime support and real human help just a phone call away. Over 1 million people have already said yes to Audion Hearing. Join them. Don't let them take advantage of you. Break free from the trap. Call now 800-700-HERE. That's HEAR for a very special offer. 800-700-HEAR or 800-700-4327.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from
we can be twinsies
to
how was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Hi, it's Debbie Monterey with Gloria Liu, your home sold guaranteed realty. Welcome back, Gloria. You know, for years now, you've been on KMOX helping families plan their next big move with your guaranteed sold program. For those planning to sell their home this year, what's your best advice?
Thank you. My advice is simple. Do your homework before listing your home. Our market is stabilizing. Inventory is tightening and moving fast. In other words, the realtor you choose to sell your home really matters. That's why my sellers love my guaranteed sale program. I guarantee to sell your home at your agreed upon price and time frame, or I will buy it myself. I have thousands of buyers in my buyers in waiting database, so your home may already been sold before it's ever hit the market. Higher demand, more competition, and more money for your home.
Friends, if you want a realtor who will guarantee results, call the one I trust, Gloria Liu, at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888, or visit gloriahasthebuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Chris Ranchi, Amy Mark scores because life is too short for boring radio. 104.1 FM KMOX. Now, a look back at this week's Chris and Amy show. Out of context.
Listen to me. I do not care. I don't care.
Would you like to kiss my lucky egg?
Why would you ever commingle your assets?
I don't want this stupid show by myself.
Severe disease, mild disease, medium disease.
Medium disease is the worst.
I love medium disease. It's better than saying, what's wrong? Where have you been? Oh, I have moderate to severe psoriasis. I couldn't come in. Oh, moderate to severe. That's how you talk? Okay. Week out of context. We do it every Friday on the Chris and Amy show, and Matt Pajeski has put together a little quiz for us.
Yeah, this week wasn't too bad. You guys.
So we behaved?
You behaved this week. Other weeks in weeks past, it's pretty ugly.
Yeah. Well, this time I'm glad we behaved.
Maybe you were just not on the ball and you missed it.
That's probably right too.
Yeah, I think Amy nailed it.
Yeah. I'm going to play some of these clips for you out of context, and you need to give the context. And Ranji, I will start with you. Why did you say this?
Listen to me. I do not care. I don't care.
That's what you sound like all the time.
Is it about mascot names?
No.
Names of stadiums? Names of buildings?
No. All good guesses, though, because we were talking about all those things.
Yeah,
and you don't care about a lot of things, too. So
I know that's what I mean. This
tough.
is the whole world. This is how he... Gosh, how could we possibly narrow it down to what you
That's
were
the only
talking
thing I
about?
could think of that we talked about.
Hold on. I do not care. Wasn't about the Cardinals being like the woodpeckers or something?
No, that was the jackrabbits.
The jackrabbits.
Yeah.
No, kind of a serious topic. We're talking about the Epstein files and how you didn't care if they were Republican or Democrat.
That's
just
right.
keep all of these people accountable, no matter who they are.
That is, you know what? Great point by me.
I agree with
I
me.
just forgot about it.
I like how your vehemence and the passion for like not caring if the Cardinals become the Jackrabbits or the Epstein files if you're Republican or Democrat. Pretty
Same.
close. Yeah.
Very same. Yep.
Amy, you're up next.
Would you like to kiss my lucky egg? Well, that is from...
I have no idea what that's from.
That is from the Jamaican bobsled team, Cool Runnings.
That's right.
And we were talking about bobsledding. And Ranj said he could be the third man?
Yeah, I feel like the
Or the
third man
second.
in the four-man bobsled, second
Yeah.
or third. Because all you have to do is just sit there.
You do have to run, though. And I
and
said...
then you jump in and sit.
Yeah, but I think you could do the luge easier than the skeleton. The skeleton, you have to run and jump on the skeleton. The luge, you start by sitting and using your arms.
Okay.
So why was there a lucky egg in the movie, though?
I don't remember that.
Senka had a lucky egg that he stuck in his outfit whenever he went down. It was his lucky egg. Okay. And then he would kiss it before each race. And then he asked the bald guy, do you want to kiss my lucky egg?
That's unsanitary. Ron, you give some context to this.
Why would you ever commingle your assets?
Why would you commingle your assets?
Well, we were talking about marriage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And living together. And
he's got it.
This is about the lottery.
Yeah.
And I said that if you win a jackpot, do not tell your significant other. Just skip town.
But a texter said if you have to move to Colorado first, because in Colorado, you get to keep yours if you haven't yet commingled your assets. But in Missouri, she still gets half.
That's right.
That's it.
Okay.
Don't commingle your assets.
Correct.
Amy, you're up next.
I don't want this stupid show by myself. Because you were going to win the lottery and skip town.
And abscond.
You were going to abscond, but you were going to say something obscene on the air and pay
that's
Matt
right.
not to hit the dump button.
That's right.
So you both would get fired and I'd have to do the stupid show by myself.
Well, you might get fired too by association. Sometimes that happens in radio. I've seen it where one host does something bad,
Really?
the other one, yes.
Is that what happened to Regis and Kathy Lee?
No, he died. I think that's what happened. So no, they're that's what I want to do. If I win a huge $100 million, I will pay Pajeski a significant amount of money to let me say something really awful on the air and then him not hit the dump button and just let it hang out there, and then I'll walk away.
I have a duty to the station that no amount of money can buy.
Oh, that's not true at all. I think a very small amount of money.
$500 million.
Oh, I would have stopped at 500.
I know, but you could do it for 500. He would.
I agree.
This guy's doubling up on his free coffee at On the Run.
I've got one more for Ranji. We're going to end on a context on this. So give some context to
severe disease, mild disease, medium disease. Were we talking about measles?
Wow.
Yes. But what about it?
We're talking about how vaccines are important. They can treat mild disease, severe disease, even the medium diseases.
Vaccines can treat. You should, you know what, Ranj?
Yeah.
You need to be the voice of vaccines and do lives for vaccines.
I love it.
Whether you have severe disease, mild disease, or medium disease.
I like medium better than moderate.
I do too. Medium disease.
Oh, man. We kind of nailed it today. I
Yeah.
think we did pretty well. Congratulations to Melanie from Granite City. GC. Melanie
Nice.
won the tickets for Santana and Doobie Brothers. She'll go see them June 20th at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater.
She do be winning tickets.
Well, you waited until Friday to figure that one out.
Hey, I have an update. Speaking of things you can't say or shouldn't say on the radio and TV, the FCC investigated Bad Bunny to see if he said too many bad words or maybe too many sexy time things, because he does sing a lot about sexy time things. You can't always say all that smut on TV. But anyway, guess what? He didn't. He, like every other artist who has salacious lyrics, you scrub them for performances on television.
Yeah.
And that's what he did. And so the FCC said, no, he didn't do anything wrong.
Was this different than what we talked about the other day? Because that was...
Well, we talked about the FCC going to look at him.
Yeah, and I thought they already ended their investigation because there was no... I mean, anyway, it was just such a silly thing. It was just people were mad that he was the halftime performer for some reason. I mean, I think I know what the reason is, but it just... It's ridiculous, and they wanted to jump on it. I'm going to have the FCC investigate him. For what? Calm down, man.
He took out his sexy time lyrics.
He did. He replaced the sexy time lyrics with tamer lyrics.
Probably still sexy time, but just not as...
Yeah, it's not as sexy time-ish.
It's not as vulgar. Yeah.
Well,
everybody was dancing.
Amy, we had a successful week. Big sports weekend. Good luck to the Billikens tonight. They need a rebound win at home against VCU, and that game will be on 104.1 FM KMOX. And then tomorrow, the City SC opener, and Cardinals begin Grapefruit League play. So spring training baseball officially starts tomorrow. And in fact, the Gas House Gang is next. I'll have Mike Claiborne, Matt Pauley, both checking in from Florida with me, and we'll talk some Cardinals baseball and more.
Awesome.
You and I, you won't be back. You're leaving town. You are absconding.
I'm not absconding.
Oh, you're absconding from this show.
Yes.
I'll be back on Monday with John Hancock on the Chris and Amy show at 9:00. But anything you missed in the meantime, go find it on the Odyssey app, iHeart app, or wherever you get your podcasts. Bye. Have a great weekend.